precious little angel, dance away if you can. Abelina ballerina, wooden floor counting time. In the mirror she's a swan, arabesque in pink tights. Abelina ballerina, sitting still in a pew. Preacher says that light you feel doesn't really come from you. They tell her every step is borrowed, her plie heaven sent, and for every bow she's taken, she's got something to repent. Abelina ballerina, stand still, don't twirl, it's your fault if they're not holy, so be a good little girl. Abelina ballerina, preacher says, let us pray, closes the door so no one hears, calls it a special game. He says this is guidance, says she's holy, full of grace, claims God needs her silence, blessed are those that obey. Abelina ballerina, the light has left her eyes, she no longer hears the music, and her steps are out of time. Abelina ballerina, remember how you twirled, who's to blame if they're not holy, you're still just a little girl. Abelina ballerina, stand still, don't twirl, it's your fault if they're not holy, so be a good little girl. Abelina ballerina, those aren't butterflies you feel, life grows heavy inside you, child, there's no way to conceal. They say her name like a warning, obedience her only cry, while he preaches purity, taking them for every dime. Abelina ballerina learns what judgment costs, learns who gets forgiven and who pays the loss. Abelina ballerina learns to mother through the ache, learns that love can still be sacred even after what they take. She devours her education and her eyes begin to shine. Music pours out from within her and her steps fall back in time. She reads the words they cherry-picked, preaches truth they try to hide. She interrogates the God, she uncovers every lie. She shows why nothing ever changes, who the system benefits. Men of God who feed on power, abuse, shame, and the grift. Abelina ballerina, show me how you twirl, spinning in the sunlight, dancing with your little girl. Abelina ballerina, dancing center stage again. Abelina ballerina, dancing barefoot in the sun, you're so precious, little angel, and your dance has just begun.
That is Abelina ballerina. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all the support. And I get a lot of questions about my music. I write the lyrics, the vocals and the music are from the app Suno. I've always been honest about that. But I do write all the lyrics. Those songs are from me. And the album will be released in the new year on Spotify in January. I don't have a date yet for you because I have one more song to go on the album. I do want to tell you that if you're a musician and you want to cover my songs, use my songs, or you're a creator and you want to use the songs for your clips, you're more than welcome to do that. I just appreciate you give me credit and let people know where they can find me. I wish I could sing. I would love for for an actual singer to sing them. I do have a couple of friends who are musicians in the deconstruction space, and they are doing covers on some of my songs. So I'm really excited to hear an actual vocalist sing. You don't want me to sing it either. Do you don't want me to sing. Sometimes I sing along when I'm in here, and then I listen to the playback, and I'm all, oh, you should not do that. That's not good. Nobody needs to hear that. But no, that song is not based on me, by the way. Like that is Abelina represents so many women. And it's not just the abuse that she has from the pastor. It's the beginning where they're telling her that nothing good comes from her. Then they abuse her, and then they shame her, and the man gets exalted. It's so many women in so many situations, and it's not about one person, and it's not about me. Yeah, blaming her for everything, and then still giving them all their money. That's what they do. So, should I change my background to the faith question? I do you believe God has zero utility for any people? I don't believe there is a God. So, that's not really relevant to me. Like, I don't really believe there is a God.
And for me, I think that you can take some rituals that are good for community building or whatever. I mean, there's definitely the Jewish secular Jewish community that still does all the rituals, but doesn't believe in the gods, but still build community around their shared history and everything. And I don't think there's necessarily anything bad about that. It's when you get evangelical or super reactionary about it.
And Sven, if you want to come up and talk about how your God is useful to you, come on up. It's just a conversation. I don't want to yell and scream and fight. I don't want to get all meta on each other or whatever. That's not. I'm not saying it doesn't ever happen, because I will cut a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. No, I will react, appropriately. I match energy a lot. So see, deconstruction deacon knows I match energy. He's like, yes, she will. She'll come at you. I, Sven, I'm going to invite you up. Come up and tell us about it. I would like to know more. I can't invite you up. Your account must be private. But if you want to come up, the guest box is open. Come up and let us know. I've met lots of Christians who are universalists. I don't get that from the text though, so it's hard for me to picture that. He'll be up in a few minutes. That's good. Well, while we're waiting, I'll go ahead and play another song for us if you don't mind, Fen.
Hell no. Go ahead.
You guys, we need to get the shares up there though, because in the first 15 minutes, you have to get 5,000 likes and 100 shares. It's been over 15 minutes, so if we could get those shares up, you could just copy and paste it, add it to your stories, repost it, send it to your friends, your enemies, send it to your frenemies, okay? But let's get the shares up, okay?
I might be able to do this. I might be able to do this myself.
Don't speak to me without my fucking CONSENT. You love your neighbor, but you better ask first. You prey on trauma with that holy thirst. You catch these hands if you lay hands on me without my fucking CONSENT. Hey, if you don't get a yes, you never had consent.
Congratulations, Lillian. And thank you.
Don't speak to me without my fucking
I like the way she says fucking at the end. That's like my favorite. I will pause right there. Hey, Sven, how are you? Can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
I am 34. I was born in 1990. Well,
Alright.
35 as of October 1990.
Nice to meet you. Okay, so how is God useful?
So I would say that God brings me comfort, assurance, and hope
How does he do that?
by exemplifying perfect concepts or knowledge, like grounds ontology, and also believe that all things that are goodness come from him. So like anything we do something good, it is going to him. So just being why?
Yeah, why is it from him?
I would say just the definition of what God is. It's the grounding of all beings. It's the oneness, the goodness. Anything that is real, just in my opinion, comes from God. We're living in
How
like
do you
a poor
how do
shadow.
you know that?
It's not a no, it's a faith thing.
Where do you get the idea from that he is all those things?
Studying theology and the God of classical theism.
So, can you tell me specifically, because that's very vague? Did you get it from the Bible? Did you get it from Bart Ehrman? Did you get it from an ancient scroll somewhere? Like, theology is a broad study. So, when you
Yeah,
say God is all these characteristics, where did you find that so I can understand him better?
I've been on quite a journey. I was raised Methodist, and then I was an atheist for 4 years, and a Hellenist for 3.5 years, and then I've been, again, calling myself a Christian for about 7 years now. I would say it's a combination of reading Aquinas, C.S. Lewis. That's some of my favorite readings.
How I'm really having a trouble to hear you. It sounds like you put me in your pocket.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me speak up. I did have you in the same position, though. Sorry. I'd
It's
say
okay.
between Aquinas, C.S. Lewis, those are two of my favorite theologians that were really founded their principles on Platonism.
And what do you mean by Platonism?
That the abstract is more real than the material. So, like, energy and forces and all that are the fundamental reality of the universe. And matter is a byproduct or an emergent property of that.
Okay, so You're saying things that are metaphysical are more real than the things that are physical?
Right, like we can't have a perfect circle here in the material world, but we all know what a circle is. So the perfect circle can only exist in heaven or wherever God is, or, that's rooted in
How can
God.
you demonstrate that? How can you possibly demonstrate that?
It's the only logical way it can happen. Like, it's just not possible in our
That's
physical
not
universe to have
logical.
perfect
You
abstract.
would first have to prove the metaphysical exists. You would first have to prove that there's any reason to even listen to Thomas Aquinas, which I would never listen to that man. He thought women were defective men, and he thought that hell was a place for Christians to have eternal entertainment of watching people suffer for an eternity. He liked that. That's not a person's opinion that I value. So where can I find these things that you're saying? You're just making claim after claim with no substance behind it.
Well, I certainly don't claim to love and stand by everything Plato said, or Aquinas said, or even C.S. Lewis said. They were raised in a patriarchy society, so I stand right by you, saying that they should be taken with a grain of salt. It is but one of many pages that builds a personal faith. And I already told you it's a faith claim. I'm not trying to make empirical claims for you. If that's what you're looking for, I do apologize. It is faith, as I
I'm not
said
looking
early
for
on.
anything specifically. I'm trying to find out how God is. I feel God is useless. I don't see anything that God does. I see people make a lot of claims that God does stuff, and then most of the time when they make those claims, it's very clear that a human had to do the things that they're claiming God did. And those claims are wild to me because even when they say for themselves, well, he gives me comfort. Okay, great. So do lots of people's imaginary friends give them comfort, but that's not necessarily useful. We know that it's not useful to believe in things that are not true. So to me, that doesn't prove usefulness either. Where is the actual real usefulness of this God? Where is all this power I was promised in this book? Where are the miracles that would supersede Jesus's miracles? Where is the practical applications of this God?
I don't believe miracles happen, so you're not going to get practical applications from me. Like I said, God is a philosophical claim. It is how we ground reality. It is an answer.
How can you ground reality in something that's imaginary?
That's what we all do. Like the law of non-contradiction, the law of identity, all of these are imaginary. We have no way to empirically prove them, but you accept at least the basic three axioms of physics.
They're not
are
imaginary. No, they're not. A concept isn't imaginary. It's a concept. There's a big difference between conceptual and imaginary. Math is not imaginary. It's a concept. It's conceptual.
Yes, it's an abstract concept, just like God.
Right. It's not imaginary. No, God is just imaginary. There's just no evidence at all that he exists. And any use that people bring to me is proven, again, to be human. It's not, nobody has shown me anything he's done that a human can't do and hasn't done.
Well, I'm sorry you've never seen that. I've seen it help many people in ways that secular humanism could not, and materialist
You can't
values.
prove that secular humanism couldn't help them. You can't prove that.
And you can't prove it could.
You're just thinking, I never said it did. I never said it did. You made a claim just now that it couldn't help them, but you can't prove that. You're just, again, making more and more claims, and you've brought nothing to back up anything you're claiming. Nothing.
Okie doke.
All right. Well, have a good day, Sven. It's been nice talking to you. We got Hug Goblin in the chat.
Our mutuals. How are you doing? I'm 37. I go by she, her. And I really wanted to talk to him, especially after you charged.
I can bring him back up.
Please bring him
Sven,
back
do you
up.
want to come back? if
I
he
would
wants
like
to.
that very much because I'm actually getting my master's in clinical counseling. I regularly use secular humanism and addictions. I would very much like to hear this, if you don't mind.
I don't
Hey,
mind
guys,
that he's not requesting, and I can't invite him because his account is private, so I can't invite him up.
hey, friend,
But
come back
if
up here. I'd very much like to talk to you. It would be
As
very
as a
much.
social worker, I would also like to hear this conversation.
okay, all right, I will let you
All right.
guys talk.
Sure,
Go
great.
right ahead.
Sven, so can you tell me statistically, I would like for you to bring me a source that is peer reviewed within the counseling world, or something that is not just testimony that supports your saying that secular humanism is proven more effective than clinical psychology.
That secular humanism is proven to be more effective than
I don't think that
secular.
was his claim.
I don't think. Yeah.
That-
I mean,
What?
the lack thereof. I'm so sorry. My words are not worded
That's
today.
okay.
But whatever it is that you're claiming, the opposing viewpoint that whatever it
He
is
said-
that you do is
I
more
can
don't think
repeat what he
therapy-
said. Hug. I can repeat what his contention was. He said that he has seen people helped that secular humanism could never have helped them.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're coming from a religious point of view. Is that correct, Sven? In that
I
statement?
am a theist. Yes.
Okay, so again, let me rephrase what I was originally trying to say, because I know that came off incorrectly. Can you prove to me through a scientific study that is peer reviewed that your religion is better than, or improve, or more effective than clinical psychology or secular humanism? I would very much like to read this study that you're about to bring me.
Certainly not, because I don't think religion has any
Okay, so
place in the
then why
doctor's
are you
office.
even-
Why
so
are
you're
you
bringing a
cutting me
claim
off when I
forward.
bye? That's so rude.
Ben, you're bringing a claim forward, trying to say that religion is more effective.
Hug. We have to let people talk, though. Okay.
Sorry, my
And
bad.
So yeah, and that's he.
Sorry,
dropped on
I
his
I
own.
know my thing says Hug Goblin. I usually go by Fox because this is my backup account. So if you really want to get my attention quick, Fox would be a better avenue. I'm so sorry. I'm just now catching that. That's my bad. My apologies.
Okay, no problem. All right, I'm going to go ahead and drop you back down now that Sven has also disconnected. But thanks for coming up. You guys make sure
No worries.
you are following Hug Goblin or Fox. Yeah, well, you're gonna get called a baby in chat because, yeah, that's gonna happen. Chats. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in chat, I'm a different person, and I think there are other people who are also a different person when they're in chat. Good morning, Tahir. Good morning, La Paquette. Tahir, if you want to come up, you know you are always welcome. Schley, you are welcome too. I saw you sneaking in here. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Iron Heel, welcome in, welcome in. Love seeing everybody here. I'm sorry, but the thing is that, like, he was just making claim after claim, and then he wasn't backing up anything he said, especially when you say, like, that these people were helped and they would never have been able to been helped with secular humanism. That's a bold claim that is completely, like, unfounded. You can't prove that because we can't go back and say, okay, unhelp them. And now let's help them through secular humanism and see if that works too. We can't, you know what I mean? That there's no way to prove that. Yeah, I think that was not helpful. That was not helpful. Hutu, if you want to come up, the guest box is open. You can let us know how God is useful. It hasn't been really useful in any way I've seen. But
Yeah, my
Yeah.
contention on that discussion would be, there are basically every religion has this claim that once you convert to that religion, you can give up addiction or bad thoughts or whatever. But the problem with that becomes that, especially a universalist Christian, would probably consider that many of the religions that claim this, including evangelical, like Christian nationalist organizations who have the same claims. Like if we're seeing this from every religion, I don't know if you can claim that, oh well, my religion does it too. Cool. Like like Hezbollah runs an anti um uh schmug abuse clinics, and they have a pretty high rate of getting people off schmugs, but I don't know if we would want to go with them in terms of our theological interests.
Right. I want to ask my chat GPT a question real quick, but I love to just ask him, so I'm going to.
Hey, Brad.
Bread! I actually always yell bread in chat, but like it's chat, so it's just really big letters. But I've always wanted to just yell bread. It's your bread. That's what I do at home when I yell bread. Hi Hutu, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Okay, so how is God not useless?
Because he gives us many, many crucial teachings on how we should treat other people and live our lives. And if we were all to do so, the world would be a much better place than we see it is today. The fact that people don't obey his commands and choose to live in worldly ways that disobey what he teaches is the reason we are in the position we are in.
Oh, wow. Woo, I heavily disagree with that. I would say that many of the reasons we're in the position we're in is due to the fact that, too many people have been following this bullshit for too long. Personally, so many people murdering, going to war, just unaliving people for this Abrahamic God. And it's caused so much,
That's not what Jesus
so much
taught.
pain.
Not what Jesus taught.
But Jesus did. He said, just, you know what? I am that guy in the Old Testament. So what he says goes. We can keep denying that, but that's what you guys believe. It's a Trinity. You're a Trinitarian, right, Hutu?
Yeah, but the old covenant doesn't apply to people today.
Yes, it does. We've already discussed this so many times. I hate doing it again.
I already gave you the
But
answer.
you're wrong, and I'm not going to keep going over it. You cannot keep pretending that Jesus didn't say obey the fucking law. Paul said don't obey the law, not Jesus. Jesus did not say stop. Fulfilling the law means to actually do the law. It doesn't mean to abolish it. He clearly said don't abolish it. And he said anybody. This is who he's talking about right here, by the way.
What does it mean
when
to
he
fulfill
says,
something?
hello, I'm talking pumpkin. He said, anybody, that would be Hutu right here, who teaches you to not follow the law is least in the kingdom of heaven. Now you can talk.
What does it mean to fulfill something?
It means to complete it, to finish it,
Right.
to do it.
And
Right. Doesn't mean nobody else has to. So if I complete a test and you have to take the test, you still have to take the test, pumpkin.
So
You're
if I
polite.
So, like, if I put on my seatbelt, that doesn't mean that no one else has to put on their seatbelt to do the law.
Exactly.
Like that, it makes no sense.
Right. That's not what Jesus was saying when he fulfilled the law. He
That is what he's saying. Okay, we're going to read that shit because I'm not playing games. He said, you do that fucking law until heaven and earth pass away. We can read it over and over again.
May I? When we're reading this, you do notice that it says, I have not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill. So in this context, fulfill is actually to uphold the law, not to take it away, not to destroy it, not to rewrite it. He's actually saying he is only here to uphold the law. In that,
here we go. Let
So
me
what?
read that for y'all. Let me read that for you. Matthew 5:17 and 18. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law. Who to? Do not think that, okay?
Right. He didn't
Or
abolish
the
it.
prophets. I have come not to abolish, but to fulfill. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one letter, not one stroke of a letter will pass from the law until all is accomplished. Heaven and earth haven't passed away. The law is still to be, you are still to do the law, all of it. And when you didn't do it, he said you didn't love him.
Right. So
That is sin.
so
That is what sin is.
here's why that's wrong. The old covenant law that was given had its intended purpose, and when Jesus came and fulfilled the law, that old covenant had been fulfilled, its goal had been reached and completed, which is why we are no longer bound to that. The word
Oh,
use,
okay.
the word
You guys, I'm going to go out and do some schmurdering and some stealing, and I'm
I wasn't
also
done.
going to go.
Crystal,
No,
I
because you
wasn't
just
done.
said we don't have to follow the law anymore, so I'm not going to do none of the law. And so you can too, right? You don't have to do any law anymore. You don't have to repent. You don't have to say, you don't have to apologize every night to your God for
Well, and
the lies.
Crystal,
and who to?
it's a ridiculous extrapolation. That's not what I was saying, nor was I finished talking. So when it's my turn to finish, let me know, and I'll
Go
respect
ahead,
the
go ahead,
conversation.
Hutu. Go ahead, Hutu. Cyber, let him finish, and then you can go.
Yep.
Like I was saying, the old covenant law that was given had its intended purpose, its intended goal. When Jesus came and he fulfilled that, it was completed. He didn't, I agree with you, he didn't abolish it in the sense where he just showed up and said, let's forget about this law. It's useless now. There was no goal that I've completed. That's not what he did. He did not abolish that. You're exactly right. He fulfilled the law, he completed it. The same way when you fulfill a debt that you have, you no longer owe that debt, is what Jesus did with the old covenant law. He then gave us a new covenant to follow. So you can try and say and make up
No, he
things like
didn't.
you just did and say,
Yeah.
oh,
So
the
real
law's
quick.
gone, so now I can just steal. That's not what
Hutu,
happened. That's
stop.
just a
You are
ridiculous.
like totally
Yeah.
preaching now. You're not letting anybody else talk. You're actually dragging on your sentence longer, so we couldn't, and that becomes rude at that point. Cyber, your turn.
Yeah. So real quick, we can agree that Jesus was Jewish, correct?
He was a Jew, yes.
Yeah. And we would. So do you know in a Jewish sense what the word fulfill means? Because I'm Jewish, right? So when we say we're fulfilling like mitzvahs, like one mitzvah that we fulfill every day is hand washing, right? We're rigorous hand washings with ritual hand washing. But we fulfill this mitzvah. So in Judaism, when we say fulfilled, it just means to do. You're going to do this. You're fulfilling it by doing it. That's what to fulfill means. So if Jesus is Jewish and he's using a term that is commonly used in Judaism, which is, to fulfill, to do, to complete, then he is telling them to follow the law. That's quite literally what to fulfill means is you guys need to follow. But let me finish. But we also see this further
I
being
just need to ask, what word is that? What's that word in Greek?
I don't care what it says in the Greek. I'm worried about what Jesus is saying
You
in the.
you don't care
Jesus
what the
is
original
Jewish.
text
Can we
says?
can we trust the scholars when they're translating it
It's
to be
pleru,
fulfilled?
which means to bring to completion or accomplish.
Mhm.
That's the original Greek word pleru in Matthew
Yeah,
5:17, which
you're
means to
completing.
bring to
Yeah, he's
completion.
telling them, yeah, to bring to this is to continue to do them. Correct, you're right.
No.
But
To
we also hold on,
completed
but let me
the
finish. Hold on,
intended
let me
goal of
finish.
the law.
Hutu. I let you listen. You
You
complained, and
didn't.
I.
Y'all actually both interrupted me multiple times.
Oh, Hutu.
But then,
I asked you. Yeah, I listen, Hutu. I stopped Cyber and I
You
let you
actually
talk.
interrupted me
I
again,
said,
Crystal.
Hutu, shut the fuck up. Why are you doing that right now? I'm trying to explain something. I stopped Cyber from talking. I let you talk. And then you purposely kept dragging on. You kept repeating things over and over again so that nobody else could talk. So I asked you to stop and let Cyber talk. And while he's been talking, you have continued to interrupt him. Stay muted until I tell you it's your
He
turn.
just said he doesn't
Cyber,
care what the
finish.
original text says.
Bye,
yeah, and
Hutu.
then,
Have a good day.
Bye.
Have a good
Bye.
day.
Bye.
yep. But then what I was going to say is when we go to Matthew 23, I love Matthew 23. Matthew 23, Jesus says, "For the Pharisees sit on the seat of Moses," which is anachronistic that didn't exist until rabbinical Judaism. But since the Pharisees sit on the seat of Moses, they're in charge. Whatever they say, whatever they teach, do it. He tells them whatever the Pharisees are teaching and saying, do it. However, do not do what they do because they're hypocrites. And then the whole rest of the chapter, he's like criticizing the Pharisees because they're hypocrites. And he's telling them why they're hypocrites.
I want to bring up his point of contention and explain why it doesn't matter. He's saying, oh, well, you don't care what the original Greek says. We don't really care. And I'm going to explain to you really clearly why. The writers of the New Testament did not speak Hebrew. So when they were saying things, when they were translating things, when they did things, they actually fucked it up many times in the Greek because they didn't speak Hebrew. So I don't really care. If that's not what the Jewish tradition was, I care more about what the Jewish tradition was than one fucking word that you pulled out of the Greek. Okay? I don't really give a fuck. And Gritty Bone is next, so be ready for this.
The other problem becomes, like, if you're going to say that, I don't know if his idea is that all you have to do is follow the 10 commandments or even just the 2 most important commandments. Well, then in that case, you're going to come across an issue where if all the other laws are null and void, then you can't say anything about, I don't think you can to begin with, but LGBTQ stuff. You can't say anything about.
That's my point. He sit here and acts like all the laws are done away with, but then when I say, okay, then I could go do anything I want, he's like, no, because you go and it's like, what? Your point is absolutely ridiculous. You're not making a point. Gritty, I saw you in the box. What happened there? Did you decide not to come up? Are you still coming up, Gritty?
And real quick, I was just looking up that word that he was talking about in the Greek, and every other time that word is used and let's see, I'll go look at the books real quick.
Hootie, I'll bring you back up, but everybody's going to remain muted until I tell you that, like, the next person can talk. Right now, Cyber's talking, so remain muted while you come up.
Yeah, so when we see these words being used in Colossians and Galatians, the same word, when it's being used as in to carry, right? It's being used as you need to carry this, you need to fill this. So that's when that word is being used throughout the entirety of the New Testament. So when you say it's like to complete, that's not how it's used in the New Testament at all.
Hutu, you can respond. Cyber will mute.
Yeah, after I dropped down, you were trying to make the point that because there is no moral covenant law, that LGBTQ should be okay because there is no law. I think that's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard, because there's very clearly laws in the New Testament that were not a part of the Mosaic law that we are to follow today. Are you just going to disregard Romans 1, for example?
Did Jesus say that, or did Paul say that?
Oh, God wrote everything in Scripture.
He worships Paul.
Yeah,
that's Paul.
So I don't see
any worship Jesus.
I don't see anything in Jesus's words. If you're going to just take the 2 most important laws, love thy God with all your heart and love your neighbor, I don't see anything in that has anything to do with LGBTQ rights. And it's not until you get to Paul, which I don't, goes against quite often what Jesus had to say. So I don't know why I would take that.
Here's why. So is it loving God to obey his law? The answer is yes. Everything in Scripture, 2 Timothy 3:16, Romans 1. You want to read it? Romans 1.
No, you're confused. Yeah. You're confused. We're asking you. No, you're not fucking listening. Shut the fuck up. Thank you, Thinker. Thank you so much. We're asking you, what law is he referring to in Romans 1? Which one? Which one does he want us to follow?
Oh, let's read it together.
No, just tell us which law. I don't need to read it. You said
sure.
we should follow the law. That's loving God.
Yeah, not practicing homosexuality.
Oh, so you're just a bigot. Get the fuck off my panel. And somebody block him. He's never invited back. I knew he was a bigot. I knew he was a horrible person. I just always keep trying to give stupid ass people a chance, and I shouldn't. So thank you for commenting, so I can now block you.
Yeah,
appropriately.
and real quick, and then I gotta drop because I gotta get back to work. But what he's talking about is like when it's talking about, you know, men and women exchanging smecks or natural smecks for unnatural smecks. That could go in so many ways. That could be the case of like we could be talking about like grape people being forced to do things. Like there's so many different ways that could be taken that it like you have to just presuppose that it's talking about homosexuality. You have to presuppose that that's what it's talking about to read that out of the text.
Exactly. And it's funny how he is so quick to go, the law that he meant when he said that was specifically the law on homosexuality, when he says, you know, that to follow the law, you know, is, you know, loving God or whatever. What the fuck are you talking about? No, it's not. It's talking about the Levitical law, the Mosaic law. And you just don't want to say that because that will prove our point. Gritty, are you coming up, or are you just going to keep bouncing in and out of the fucking box? If you want to come up, come on up. If not, quit bouncing in and out of the box.
Yeah, and then last thing, then I really am going to drop.
Okay.
In the Hebrew scripture, whenever it talks about the new covenant, it never mentions a new law. It never mentions that. Like even when Jesus says the two greatest commandments and he gives those two, those are found in the Hebrew scripture. This is something that had already long been talked about. Rabbi Hillel had once been asked, you know, if you're a true sage, repeat, quote verbatim, the entire Torah. And know what his response was? The Torah can be summed up in loving God and loving your neighbor. That's how we sum up the Torah. That's how he responded, because you're not going to memorize the entirety of the Torah. So this idea of loving God and loving your neighbor predated Jesus. It's not new for Jesus. The Jewish sages were already teaching this. The Hebrew scripture, the new covenant is just knowing the law by your heart. People are just going to know it. There's no mention of any new law. That's not ever mentioned. It's a covenant, a new covenant with regards to how we will know the current or Mosaic law. That's the importance.
Yeah, it beguiles me when people come in saying that they don't need to follow the law, when God said in the Old Testament to follow the law forever. Jesus says that you need to follow the law to be great in the kingdom of heaven, but yet this guy Paul comes along and goes, oh, no, you don't need to do that. And they're like, well,
really
this guy Paul must be it.
This guy Paul in 144, BCE comes out of nowhere with Marcion, and suddenly that's who we're gonna follow. Hey, Gritty Bone, you are not in the box. I'm really sorry to tell you that. I will bring you up, but I'm telling you, you're not in there. My mods can check. I cannot see you in there. While we're waiting for another guest, you guys, I have to show you what somebody sent me. Oh my God, this is so cool. Let's see. I think Gritty is coming up. I'm going to ask him to mute for a second so I can show you guys this. Gritty, give me just 1 second, okay? I'm going to show everybody what somebody sent me, okay? So you guys know that we're on baby watch right now. My daughter-in-law is pregnant, and I want to give total credit for this, okay? So this is who made these, okay? And I will post a picture of this in my Discord. The Discord link is in my bio. But they were making something for Justin's son, and they were like, I have extra fabric, so I'm gonna make you something. I did not know they were gonna make all this. Look at this. Look at this.
Little foxies. Aw.
Yeah, little foxies, and with matching pants, okay? Then we get little moth pants, and I think I have a moth top that matches too.
Was that a death's head moth?
Yeah, I think so.
Those are death's head moths? Oh, God.
Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute?
That's adorable.
Okay, wait till you see the double donkey Jesus, you guys. There's matching pants that say "Let's go" because you know how Justin always says "Let's go," and so then there's double donkey Jesus on the booty. Then there's Star Wars, and then there's, oh my god, this one is so cute. It's Spider-Man with Jesus because you know your amazing Spidey friends, right? And little pants to go with it, and then last but not least, there's this little cute one too.
Nightmare Before
Aren't
Christmas.
these adorable?
They're
yeah,
adorable.
and then not Nightmare Before Christmas. I can't think of the name of that movie right now with the little dog or whatever. Anyway, plus she included a million bajillion stickers. Like this one said, Abraham and Isaac were pimps and swingers, and that's not a lie. Even you know what I'm saying? Everyone goes to hell in somebody else's religion. Aren't these adorable? So I'm gonna post her information on my Discord. So if anybody wants to support her, that would be amazing. I am so excited. It was really cool. Gritty, welcome to the show. Today we're talking about, is God useless? What do you think about that?
I just wanted to ask a question. Like you guys, I'm
I'm
assuming
sorry,
that
we're
you guys
not
are all.
answering questions. I'm asking questions today, and the question is God useless? Now you may answer.
No, he's not useless. He's everything you need.
Okay. How so? Can you tell me?
Well, he tells you to take care of yourself. He tells you not to judge. He tells you to be kind and gentle towards anyone that asks about him. Like he's concerning his followers when unbelievers ask him some questions. You know what I mean?
No.
I just, no, you don't know?
No, I don't know what you mean.
You don't think that God in the Bible is telling you to take care of yourself?
No, that's not the part I didn't understand. Was the last thing you said?
No, I understand how Christians get all crazy in here because I've done it before, right? I've even actually been booted from your live a few times, right? I don't think that us Christians these days are approaching atheists correctly. And I was wrong in that too. Like I was one of those people who were just like, oh man, just you don't know Jesus. And you say that we don't know the Bible and this and that. And then atheists will always reply, like, you're not even listening to your own Bible. Like, why are you going crazy? We're here to not really much debate, but it's more or less like Christians are living in contradictions of their own Bible that we supposedly are supposed to follow, right?
I guess my main contention with what you were saying is that we can find plenty of places in the Bible where it specifically says to judge people. Like, for example, what does the Old Testament say you should do to a witch if you find one?
I don't know. Can you tell me?
It says to unalive them. What should you do if you find a man with another man? Unalive them. I mean, you can say that this isn't judgment, but it seems pretty judgment to me.
Would you guys say that there's anything in the Bible that's useful to the world besides for Christians? Like, you guys?
I mean,
I think there is. Hang on, let me tell you. It's one thing that Justin brings up sometime. You guys talk amongst yourself for a second. I'll find the one that I think is.
I mean, yeah, I can definitely find something in the Bible. I guess my contention, though, Gritty, would be that I don't see something in the Bible that is unique to anything else in regards to its moral teaching. We had, Judaism had a few things that we can find in like Buddhism, or that we can find in secular humanism, or that we can find in other belief structures. So, no, yeah, there are some things that are said in there that I can agree with, but nothing that's unique.
Okay.
I would have to agree with that. I think that the most valuable thing is that the Bible often talks about seeking knowledge, and I think that's useful. But again, like Fen said, that's not the only place I'm going to find that gem. I'm going to find that in lots of ancient teachings that you should educate yourself. You should seek knowledge.
What do you think about what is it? Meditation. because they were saying like another guy had a prompt up in his live, and he was saying you cannot be saved unless you have Christ-like consciousness, and I was like, whoa, that's even contradiction
That
to a
yeah.
lot of.
I think that okay, so here's what I really think about meditation. I think that if you're just meditating, if it's meditation, I think that it can be helpful for people. I think it slows people down in a very chaotic world. I think that it helps people relax, but I think not all people. I am a person who has a, a continuous narration going on in my head. Okay, some people have it, some people do not. I am one that does have it. I never fucking understood meditation. I was like, what do you mean empty your mind? I can't do that. It won't shut the fuck up. It's just going to keep going in there, you know? So it didn't help me. I felt irritated. I felt like I couldn't quiet my brain. So there's other things I do to relax that helps me slow it down, but it's not meditation for me. It doesn't work for me. I think it can help some people. It doesn't help me.
If God was real, would you be pissed?
If this particular God was real, I would definitely have to talk to him. I would want to ask him, how could you fucking say you're all loving and all good and then treat women like shit from page 1 to the last page of the Bible? How could you do that?
I have a moral standing. So one of the things that it talks about in the Bible a lot is that we are slaves to God. And one of the things that I've always, from very early in my moralistic, going through my moral ideas, is that a slave has but one moral uh, doctrine that they need to follow, and that's to break free, and to bring as many people out of that slavery as possible. That is the only moral standing that they have, that there's required of them in their place. So in my opinion, if there is a overarching being that is basically declaring sovereignty over us and says that we are not but slaves to him, our only moral standing should be to break free.
So, do you believe in any higher power at all besides the one in the Bible?
For myself, I'm an atheo-pagan, so I think the gods are basically Jungian archetypes that are important to our minds. We have rituals we can do that can help with our mental health. We can build communities around it that are good for our mental health. But I don't necessarily believe that gods exist. If I take the stance that if a god exists, lots of gods exist, but I don't necessarily believe that the gods do exist.
And you don't believe
And
in the God that was.
I'd like to tell you what I am. I am not the same as Ben. I'm a different human being. I am an igtheist with an IGTHEIST. And that simply means that I don't believe that we have been able to define what a God is, let alone what God is. And so because nobody can really define that, I don't find any reason to believe in it.
So, since really nobody has the answers of the beginning of creation, would you? So, I'm pretty sure that you believe in evolution, right? Host?
Well, of course, I believe in evolution. I mean, like, obviously, we still see signs of evolution. Like, we use evolution uh, in sciences to help us. For instance, with making new antibiotics, as things evolve, we have to come up with a better, antibiotic. So, yes, I believe in evolution. Do I know where everything came from, and do I pretend to know where the universe started and life started itself? No, I believe that the universe was probably eternal. In some form, not in the way we see it, obviously today. I don't really. I believe that for the most part, science is correct on how life began here on this planet and how we evolved. But I'm not positive. And here's the other thing: I don't care because I'm almost 60 years old and I'm never going to know that answer before I die. So why should I worry my pretty little head about that? I'm never going to hear the answer before I die.
Is there like somewhere deep down in your heart of hearts, that you want to believe that we came from a brilliant and genius design of some sort, like a creator?
And
I
just
don't have that.
as a quick aside, I mean, these aren't the only two options. Even
Right.
theologically, these aren't the only two options. The Norse, for example, believed that the universe was created out of like a chaotic combination of two states, and that the gods were born out of that and shaped it. For example, they weren't creator beings. They found themselves in the same position we did. They just appeared in this chaotic universe. So, just creator or, Big Bang are not the only two answers that you have, especially in religion.
But also, I want to answer your question, Gritty. I don't have that desire. My husband does. My husband believes that, and that's fine with me. He doesn't believe anymore that it is necessarily the God of this Bible, because he realizes that obviously this was written thousands of years ago. There's obvious contradictions. There's obvious anachronisms, and it starts to become. You start to realize that there was a lot of mythology written back then, and they're probably none of them are right. So he's like, even if there's a creator God, yeah, it's probably not that one, but he still believes that there's probably some kind of creator God. I don't think that that's true. I don't see that there's some mind just floating around somewhere, or invisible, or whatever. We Every single time we've ever searched for an answer long enough, no matter how long it takes, we always find a very natural answer to what we're looking for, even if at first it seems supernatural. And so to me, when it's all over, it will come down to something that was natural that occurred, and I don't know what it is. I'll never know in my lifetime.
So your husband does believe in the creator, so that's
Mhm.
It's pretty interesting. Do you guys have a lot of conversations about spirituality, the beginning of creation, God, like basically like a creator for us?
No, he hears me talk all day, and sometimes when I'm done talking, or I also write. I write some things called anti sermons, and I write music. So when he hears me, he will talk to me about those specific things and ask me my thoughts on those, and we'll share what we think about different things. But we don't really talk about a lot. This is not his thing. He's more into fishing and things like that, and that's what we talk about. So he's an engineer,
Sometimes
so
men just
sometimes
want
we'll
to
talk about his
barbecue.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Um, I just don't understand what, like, let's just say, well, I don't even want to say that. I don't even want to say that, but just for argument's sake, there are people who are spiritual. And wait, I'll let you introduce the guest
But
that you
that's
just brought
okay.
up.
He's my friend. You go ahead, Gritty. He's my friend.
I'm
He'll be
around,
approved.
baby. Don't you worry. Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
it's this guy over here.
Hey,
Huh?
forget about it. I'm
Forget
here so
about
everybody
it,
can
man.
just relax a little bit, okay? I'm here now. Don't worry.
All right, we got you. Go
I
ahead,
mean, to
Gritty.
be fair, I'm an atheist who is spiritual. I have rituals I do. I have holidays I follow that I, have my little community that we do stuff together. But, I think that you can take these cultural relics that are important to you without the baggage that comes with it. Like, and there's even a movement now in Europe. It's not quite spread here, but there are Christian atheists. Basically, they still go to church. They still, do all the rituals, communion and baptism and all that, but they don't believe in a God anymore. But they still find usefulness in the music.
They're here too, Ben.
Yeah,
They're here too.
yeah.
My
They
friend
still.
Archbishop is around somewhere. I don't know if
Yep.
you're listening, Archbishop, but I
Yeah, I
saw
know
you
Archbishop.
thinking. Yeah,
Sounds like that Christ consciousness stuff.
Yeah.
a little bit.
So, like, does anybody here believe in like paranormal then? Like
I don't.
ghosts?
I don't.
You don't?
No. I used to.
No.
I used to believe in all kinds of things, but um then I've had things that I was like, oh, that's really weird. That's very hard to explain. But hard to explain doesn't mean that it's supernatural. Hard to
Look, I'm
explain means I don't have the answer right now. That's all.
totally. I'm an artist. I've got some woo-woo stuff about me for sure. I've got experiences, and I like to think that, I've got like a connection to some type of metaphysical realm. But the truth is when I think really critically about those things, I really think it's probably my mind playing tricks on me, or it's, indoctrination. It could be all sorts of things. I've got no good evidence to support the realities of those things. But I do have like experiences in my life that I feel are connected to something spiritual. And that's a personal experience that I have. But none of those are claims that I look at and say, hey, these are grounded in reality. Everyone else needs to acknowledge that this is a real thing at all at this point. At this point in my deconstruction, I'm like, look, I don't have proof for any of those things being real, including God. And so I think it's like, hey, if you have a personal thing, great. Especially if it helps you be a better person and serve others and, contribute good to society, then let that be a thing that helps you. But if it's a thing where you're like, hey, I insist that you believe this thing is real, and you have no proof, no evidence, no context to prove that, then I think that's a bad position to have, because it could cause harm on others, and it has.
So life to an atheist isn't like let's just say like doomsy. Like there is a
No.
brighter side to being an atheist, where it's like, if you look at just even the creation of the world, how it appeared, how it functions, its order, it's like one in a quadrillion billion chances of even human life happening in this universe. And they could just look at those facts of even how we even got here, how we became, if you want to call it evolution, how we evolved. Like, you guys wouldn't call that a miracle?
Not a
Well,
miracle. It's cool. It's fucking amazing. I think that it's extraordinary, but I wouldn't call it. And I want to address something you said. I want you to know that I didn't want to walk away from what I believed. I never went, I don't want to be a Christian anymore. I hate this God. Oh, I'm church hurt. I'm going to go away. Instead, what happened was slowly, I always tell people, I don't know if you've ever seen like glass slowly break on something, or an eggshell just slowly, being cracked open by a little chick, right? Like, it was a slow process. Things started to crack. And uh, as it happened, it became more and more evident to me that I couldn't believe anymore. I didn't choose. It just was like, holy shit, I don't think I believe this anymore. And that did cause depression at first, Gritty, because he was my world. And so when people say to ex Christians, well, you were never a really real Christian, what you're saying is everything you lived before was a lie. That's what I'm already telling you. I already said that. It was a lie, but not because I didn't really believe it. I really did believe it. And you guys can all tell me I didn't, but you're only lying to yourself. Not, I know what I believed. I know I still have people to this day who will tell you once saved, always saved, Crystal's going to heaven. Because I knew her as a Christian. She helped me. She prayed with me. She took care of me when I was sick. That's who I was as a Christian. I'm the same woman, but I just couldn't believe anymore. So I got depressed. I got very depressed. I thought, oh my God. I thought so many things. I thought I believed this lie for decades. I thought, oh my God, I spread a lie. Oh my God, what a horrible person I must be. Oh, I have no intrinsic value now. I have nothing to ground everything in. It was like free floating in space and not knowing where you're going to land at first. But then I found this community, and one, they helped me understand that first of all, everybody actually finds meaning in other people. If I ask you where you find meaning, if you're a husband or a father, a brother, a son, you're going to tell me something. You're going to say, I find meaning in my family, in my loved ones, in the people that I care for. And that's where we should find our meaning, right? And every day, my meaning can change. One day, my meaning might be, hey, my girlfriends really need me today. They're going through some shit. My meaning the next day might be I need to fly off to Austin. The baby is born. I don't know what my meaning's going to be from day to day. I just want to do as little harm as I can while I'm on this planet, help as many people as I can while I'm on this planet, and try to be happy. That's it.
So you do find purpose in, at least like there is a purpose in being good, regardless of what you believe in, no matter where it came from. It could have
Sure.
came from evolution. It could have came from the sky. It could have came from a once position in having to do good for God, but deconstructed it. It still left you some good, right?
No, it didn't
Do you-
leave me with good. I want to do good despite all of the horrendous things that religion taught me. That religion taught me that I was worthless. That religion taught me that women are second class citizens and that they are to be used for sexual purposes and for baby making and to serve men. That religion taught me supremacy culture. That religion taught me to other people. That religion taught me that it was okay to wish somebody eternal torment because that's what they deserved. That religion taught me many hateful and harmful things, and I'm a good person despite what that religion taught me, not because of what it taught me.
Yeah, I think one of my first ever contentions with Christianity was the idea of thought crime, that even having a thought that I don't really have control over is the same as doing the action. That if I wished harm on somebody, even if it's a passing flash of anger, it's the same thing as if I took out a knife and went after them with it. And that I feel to be a very disgusting idea, that these things that pop up into my head, which I have no control over, the sin nature, as God put it, that God actually made us this way. We have no way of controlling it. We have no way of stopping it, but yet he's going to condemn us for these things.
Wow, it's a great way to keep control over people, isn't it? You get
Yep.
them to believe that they're intrinsically, constantly in sin, thinking bad things, and they've got to have this institution of the church to help guide them and help guide them back to God and help them understand what the Scripture actually says. And therefore, they can maintain control over a crowd. I'm curious. You guys may have already covered this, but Gritty Bone, what gives you confidence in the claims of Scripture?
Well, I think that's like the first thing I believe like atheists grab onto when they, it's not, I wouldn't say attack a Christian's word, but it's like it's faith, right? I think faith is a gift. Like Christians are they're not unaware of like these far pitched ideas of belief when it comes to like the stories in the Bible, when it comes to how creation started, who God was for us at the time that he came. Like we do understand like what we're it's definitely a leap in faith, but I really believe there's just too much evidence that Jesus was here. I believe that. I believe in
Okay,
faith.
well, what? So is it faith or is it evidence? Which one is giving you the confidence more? Would you say? What are you leaning on the most there?
I really believe that it's both, right? Like
Okay, well, what
we
evidence do you have that Jesus did and said the things that the Gospels claim he did and said?
I know, but that's just what shuts down every believer, right? When an atheist asks that, right? It's like, where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? Like,
No. It's a
you
genuine
know,
question.
I know.
I'm very recently deconstructing. I went to seminary, and my whole life has comported with ministry. I've been a Reformed theologian and scholar, and was on the path to be an apologist. And as I examined it more closely, it began to fall apart. And so, when people have a lot of confidence in the evidence, I'm always genuinely asking to try to see if there's something I haven't considered. If there's some piece of evidence that's giving you this confidence where you say that essentially you're saying it's undisputed that Jesus existed and he did and said the things the Gospels claim he did and said. And if that's true, then I want to change what I believe. And that's a genuine statement. And my friends here can attest to that. That's a genuine statement from me. So
And really quick, I don't know if Zach or Critically are, but I am not a mythicist. I do believe Jesus existed, but I can also admit that Muhammad existed. That doesn't mean I think Muhammad split the moon in two, like it says in the Quran. There's just because a person exists doesn't mean that we have to believe the myths around them. There are plenty of myths about the Roman emperors, for example, coming back from the dead and rising up into, divinity. But, we know that these people existed, but that doesn't mean that we believe in the myths around these people.
Yeah, and I'm
I
comfortable saying that.
personally, I personally, I'm on the fence about it. I don't. When people come up usually to talk or whatever, I don't necessarily give them that Jesus existed, depending on like how much they're like coming at me, right? But because the reality is, we just don't have a lot of evidence one way or the other. The reality is there's a good chance it's an amalgamation of several people who existed at the time,
That's
but
what I'm saying. Yeah.
I definitely do not believe any of the supernatural claims of him or any other person at that time. I don't believe Nero raised from the dead either. Okay, so it's not like I'm just picking on the Jesus. Okay, I don't
Right.
believe that Dionysus made water into wine either. So it's not just Jesus that I don't believe. I don't believe Dionysus either. So I don't believe any of them. Serapis Christus. I don't believe any of their supernatural claims.
Well said. Yeah, and I agree with that. But I, I'm just asking you, Gritty Bone. I would like to ask you a question about faith as well, but it sounds like you have some type of evidence that you are grappling onto that you believe is tenable. And so maybe it's something I haven't considered. What is the best piece of evidence for Jesus that you have?
Well, I wasn't. I didn't grow up in a home where there was a lot of religion, right? My belief in just Jesus has nothing to do with religion at all. I think a lot of it started when um, I think I started to realize like really how bad humans were in and out of religion, right? And I started to notice how bad I was, like deep down rooted in my
Okay, I'm
heart.
so sorry to cut you off, but you're talking about how you've noticed people are bad. What I'm asking for is, and that sounds like you're going towards the faith side.
No, I know what you're asking, but I'm
Oh,
letting you know where it rooted from, right?
okay,
Before I
okay.
could actually answer that, right? I started to realize even way before religion, before I even got into scripture, but even before I heard too much, I started to realize like how bad human beings were. I seen it all over the place. Like the world is genuinely evil. And then it wasn't until I started to get into the scripture as I got a little bit older and I started to see all these things. Like I couldn't understand why there was like PDFs and grapes and all this. I couldn't understand why it was happening, right? Because I thought it was like
That, sorry,
So
sorry.
what led you to a dependency on the claims made about Jesus? Like what gave you confidence in that?
like I was saying, right? Like it's a faith thing. So as I started to get into scripture and I started to pray and I started to really get into Jesus, I really felt like a lot of the questions that I was asking to the world, right? They were starting to be answered in my heart.
So that okay, that makes sense. I'm totally tracking with you. That doesn't sound like there's evidence, but that it is faith, and that the faith that you were gifted when you started to approach scripture is the evidence for Jesus, right? Am I tracking with you?
It's just my evidence, right? Like I can't project that out
No, but
outside
I'm
of
saying
me.
like it's not like you have some historical artifact or archaeological dig or contemporaries writing to and from Jesus or something. It's not that type of evidence. The evidence to which you are referring is the faith experience that you've had in the sweep of your relationship with God, approaching it through Scripture. Am I hearing you right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
get what you're saying, but I mean, like
Is that what you're saying, or am I
uh,
wrong?
no, that's not what I'm saying at all. I
Okay.
mean, I have my own personal experience with Jesus. I believe that was my own personal experience, but I mean, we also have to realize that 2,000 years ago was, yes, it's a very long time, but if you want to consider 2,000 years ago, like it's just a fraction of the whole time that's ever been recorded, right? Like 2,000 years ago, like that's a far that's a far pitch story to make up 2,000 years ago.
Wait,
And then
can
for
I'm sorry. Wait, really quick. I think that we still haven't gotten Zach's question answered. He is trying to ask you that you said that there's evidence for you, right? That Jesus was real, and he is trying to ask you, is that evidence your personal faith, or do you? And the reason he's asking is Zach is still looking. He's still trying to figure this out. Do you have evidence that he's never looked at before that is historical? Because what we've looked at does not prove that he existed.
okay, yeah, like
That's correct.
I've witnessed people being healed from all sorts of things, right? Like there was people that were healed from chronic illnesses. There was people that, like, that's my whole thing too when it comes to like the law of
Sorry to
attraction.
cut you off, but would you agree? Would you? So sorry to cut you off, but would you agree
No
that
worries.
healings currently in time is not contemporary evidence of a historical person existing? Would you agree with me on that?
Of course, yeah.
And furthermore,
Yeah,
do you
of course.
not
So
know?
What am I
Would you
writing
not
about?
also think that? I mean, other religions have very similar claims. I mean, I've gotten those claims from
yeah, and I
pagans.
don't really want to
From
go down that path yet. And with
okay,
respect,
sorry,
I
I'll
don't want
back
to take
off.
it down
I'm
that path
sorry,
yet.
Zach.
Only
I'm
because
sorry.
I'm
I'm sorry.
no, you're
You're
great.
fine. You're fine.
You were right on, and rather than trying to hold his feet to that fire, I'm first trying to establish whether he has any kind of historical evidence, because he's saying it's both. So far, what I'm hearing though is a faith experience, which is valid, and I would like to engage with you about that because I have questions about that too. But I'm trying to establish whether you actually do have evidence that you're basing it on, and it's okay if you don't. By the way, if you're saying, "Hey, look, man, I can't point to any specific evidence other than my personal experience with healings, with faith, with your experience reading scripture and it impacting your life," those are all beautiful things that we could discuss. But I'm trying to see whether there's actual hard evidence we can look at. Many Christians I know say, "No, I don't have that," and
No, I
that's
don't,
okay.
Ben. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your honesty in that. So then let's look at the faith aspect of it. When you have a subjective faith experience, it's something that can be very impactful for your life and very meaningful to the individual. But is faith a reliable pathway to truth?
Can you
I
pause
guess
for 1 second, gentlemen?
yeah.
Just 1 second. Everybody in chat, I've met Gritty. I know who Gritty is. I've seen him around. We're actually having a very nice conversation with Gritty. And if you think that I wasn't a misogynist when I was Christian, you would be sadly mistaken. If you think I wasn't a bigot when I was a Christian, you would be sadly mistaken. If you think I wasn't a right-wing conservative, fucking, I was. Deconstruction is a process. If we never talk to people who have these beliefs, we will never break down the walls that caused this in the first place. I cannot get rid of every fucking thing about a person, but in the first sentence that I say to them, okay? It's a process. And we're doing the best we can, but it's a process. Do you understand? And sometimes it's not even for the person who is sitting here on the stage with us. It is for people who are listening. It is so that changes can be made in thinking. So we know. And I am a woman. And I want to talk to him because I want to have this discourse. It's important. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Please continue.
Not at all. Well said, Crystal. Thank you for saying that. I'm in that same process of my deconstruction too, and I so resonate with everything you just said. Thank you for saying that. Where we left off, Gritty, was I was asking you the question, is faith reliable to discover truth? So is faith a reliable pathway to truth?
I think for yourself, yes, because I think that unwavering faith, right? It's like it's something that you're gonna stick by on a personal level, right? But to basically get anyone else to believe in what you believe in, I think that it's absurd. I would agree with a lot of atheists that think like that too, because what we're asking you to do is to believe in something that we have personal experience in, which cannot be projected out, no matter what, right? Like,
Right.
yeah, like that's what it is, right? So I believe that I'm a believer in Christ because of personal experience, and I really believe that's as far as I can go. But I do believe in the Bible,
Okay,
and I
but
do.
Zach, can I cut in really quick for this
let me
part?
let me finish the thought really quick, and then
Okie
yes,
dokie.
please do.
Okay,
You know,
I'll
I
be a
really,
local boy over here. Okay, I'll be.
I really do want to hear you. I really do want to hear you. I promise. I'm so close, and I just really want to finish this thought off. So, if faith is a reliable pathway to truth, then would you affirm a Muslim in their faith and what they believe?
Think it's the same way, right? Like I think that's the whole war between them. So my answer would be no.
Okay, so how can you determine which faith is leading to truth and which faith isn't leading to truth? So which faith leads to a lie and which so first of all, it's clearly not a reliable pathway to truth if some faith can lead you to believe a lie in your estimation. So if they used faith and it led them to a lie and you used faith and it led you to truth, what is the determiner? What is the measuring stick by which you can determine whether your faith is in fact leading you to truth?
Mine would only be that I wouldn't be able to give you scripture for scripture. Like I wish I could, but I can't. But I know it says somewhere in the Bible where it says that your faith is a gift.
Right, but that's you have faith to believe that that's true in the first place. So
Right.
what I'm asking for is a measuring stick or a measuring device by which we can determine whether faith is in fact leading you to truth versus a lie. Because we've determined it's not a reliable pathway to truth. Otherwise, anybody who has any kind of faith finds truth. But you just said that a Muslim, their faith is not leading them to truth, but a lie. Therefore, some faith can lead you to truth, some faith leads you to a lie. So how can you determine that whether your faith is leading you to truth or a lie?
Well, just between the Christianity and the Muslims, I believe that Christianity. Wait, hold on. Christianity has stepped forward
Well,
into
we don't want to
faith.
compare. We don't want to compare because we're talking about your specific belief. It could be anything. Wait, listen. It could be anything though. It doesn't have to be Islam. I could have faith in unicorns, and you would say unicorns are not God, Crystal. That is not a pathway to truth. What Zach's point is that if faith is a pathway to truth, we should all come to the same truth, but we don't.
Exactly.
And for me, and just to like, so
Go
if
ahead,
you,
Fen.
so, yeah, so
Go.
we don't have to, so we don't have to talk about other people's religion. Okay, we can talk about
Yeah.
me on the panel. So, for example, I've had divine revelation, or what would be called divine revelation. I was in a very holy site in Ireland, and I was visited by the God that I venerate. But so if I'm going to take it on faith that was real, to be 100% truthful, I think I was in a weird brain state. I think my mind was playing tricks on me. That's where I stand. But it wouldn't take too much of a ladder for me to be an actual, theist pagan in that experience. So if I was a theistic pagan and I said, well, I have this spiritual experience and, I have faith that my gods exist because I saw them, how would you counter me on that without questioning my faith? Because you said faith is a reliable pathway to truth.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. It's almost like a free for all, and I just I can't wrap my head around it. I really can't. And I think that's like a lot of people who were Christians, right? That's their whole deconstruction process, where it's like there are times. I mean, in the time that they did believe in Jesus and the Bible and all these things that happened, all the events, right? They had to like unwrap their head around all these things, right?
Well, are you conceding that faith doesn't lead you to truth then?
No, I believe that my faith has led me to my beliefs, and I will be solid in my beliefs.
Yeah, but
only your faith led you to truth. All faith does not lead to truth.
Right. So again, how would you approach me who has no revelation from your God? I only have revelation from this other deity. What would be if that's what we're just going to take truth based off of, how would we find out what the truth actually is?
Yeah, I've never got that far in thought, right? Like I've always just spoke for myself. So right, I wouldn't be able to give you an answer for that.
Right. So faith then in this case is a critical thought terminator.
Yes.
This is the end of critical thinking, and we just have to take it on faith and say, trust me, bro.
No, I wouldn't say that at all. I would say, like, you were a believer once, and if anyone wanted to come to you to ask for help, or you thought that you could help somebody with Christianity or to lead them to God, the first thing that you would say is probably open up your Bible, pray to God, and ask Him, right?
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
this is what I'm talking about. This terminates critical thinking, because now you just have, this is the king's clothes. You know that story about the king's clothes?
The Emperor's New
No.
Clothes,
The
or
emperor,
the Emperor's New Groove. Hang on one second before we get into the Emperor talk real quick. I just need to do a little housekeeping right quick. Again, I want to thank Robert for the Cash App yesterday. If you guys send me Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, those links are in my bio. You're helping me upgrade my equipment. We got the light. We're getting the desk today. The blackout curtains are here. I should be pretty good to go going into the new year, and hopefully you'll be able to see me on shows like Justin Deconstruction Zone once I get all upgraded. But thank you for the shares, likes, and all of that good stuff. But my goal every day is 100,000 likes in 3 hours. We're at the 1.5 hour mark, and we're not halfway there. So you guys have 15 minutes to get me to 50,000 likes, or the comments go off until I get there. And also, don't forget, if you're enjoying the show, I'll stay an extra hour for you, but we have to reach the gift goal, and I will pin that for you because sometimes you guys can't see the gift unless I pin it. If you are enjoying the conversation, don't forget to gift my amazing guests that come up here, because they are sharing their thoughts, their knowledge, and some of their most, intimate feelings with you. And so let's make sure we show them some love as well. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, gentlemen.
I'll always
Continue.
share my most intimate feelings.
All right, go ahead, you guys.
Thank you. So the last thought, that thought that I was just talking about was the fact that by saying it's faith, it's a gift, it's faith, this is critical thought termination. You're not wanting to engage in further critical thinking about this, which we were on a great path of critical thought. And this has been my problem. This was one of the accelerators in my personal deconstruction, was when I was challenged on this, and it boiled my blood, man. I was fighting. I fought these folks right here about this. And I would, no, it's faith and it's a gift from God. And I would quote scripture at them and quote the Greek at them and get into it and say, this, we know that scripture says this. And it's like, well, my initial trust in scripture depended upon my faith. Didn't depend upon evidence, but it depended upon my faith. And this actually, we're at the crux of why I disbelieve this anymore. It is because of this concept of faith. We were talking about the Emperor's New Clothes. This is the story where these people come who are these fashion designers, and they are unveiling the newest fashion for this emperor. And they unveil it, and there's nothing there. And they say only the most discerning eye can see these clothes. And the emperor, not wanting to be thought of someone who's not discerning, quote unquote, puts them on and says, wow, they're amazing. But of course he's naked. And then the emperor parades down the street, showing off his new clothes, completely naked, at his own embarrassment. Now, similarly, it seems that it's important for us to say, oh no, just pray, and then he'll give you this faith, and you want to be in the group so bad that you're going to just make yourself believe it. You want to have whatever it is that whatever experience you're trying to get out of Christianity, you're going to say, no, I'm experiencing it. And that's what I did for 30 years. And I really, really felt like I had a genuine experience with that. And I still feel like I have a personal experience with something. And I'm deconstructing that and trying to see, is that dogma? Is that brainwashing? I don't know. But I know that it's not the thing that I thought it was, because I don't have any evidence to support that. So when it's a matter of trying to compare evidence to the thing that you decided to place your faith in, which you do make a decision to do that.
Yeah.
By the way, yeah. That if you continue to think critically about that, you realize that it's extremely fallacious at the start, because on faith you can take any position on faith. And so for me, that's not compelling enough evidence, which is why it would have to comport with some significant evidence.
Right. Yeah, well, I think that's like some of the problems. I mean, I guess that would be what anyone else outside of Christianity would describe a Christian's problem, right? Like they're just so solid in what they believe in, right? And I'm still there. Like there's nothing that can convince me that Jesus doesn't exist.
That
There's
doesn't really
nothing in the world that can convince me that God created everything, right? I believe that what's happening, our existence, our reality, it's too much for this to come out of just laws of physics. I
right,
believe that
right.
there's a designer behind all of this, and I'm comfortable with sticking by my guns, And I think I'll be okay with if it's not harmful to me,
But it
right?
is
Because
harmful to other people. And you've actually expressed some of that harm before on other lives. You have literally projected back out to other human beings harm that you learned from this Bible. You told one of my friends that women shouldn't vote. And that is harmful. You're saying that for whatever reason, the fact that you're a man is more important. So that means you don't see us as humans. You see us less than human. And that's the harm we're talking about. That's actual real harm based on your actual beliefs because and you have no proof for anything you believe. So you're just going to hate half of the population and you'll say it's not hating. I've got a sister, I've got a mother, I've got a daughter. But when you look at us as less than you, that is the epitome of hate.
And I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
growing
no,
up.
no, no. Hold
I
on,
remember
I have to
really
reply
quick,
to that. Sorry.
gritty, really quick. So I remember growing up in the 90s when, people like evangelicals had a lot more, staying power than they do now, saying things like atheists aren't American or that, the LGBTQ community needs to be put to the wall, for lack of better terms. Like these statements cause massive harm. And now with the resurgence of the conservative movement, we're seeing even now there's a Christian nationalist that's getting popular on, I forget which platform, but is now saying that biblical slavery is okay. We can bring it back. Like
Oh,
these things do cause harm if you're taking it from the book. Now, let me be absolutely clear.
Can we let him address what I said? Because it was
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
important,
yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, I
I
need to
want him to
address that.
address it.
I need to address that. So I am 100%, 100% a fucking troll. This is the first time I've ever been genuine in a live. Like the questions you've asked me, I really just answered with what I believed in, my thoughts. If anyone else was to ask me on a different panel with a whole different vibe, of course I would have been the bigot. I would have been the judgmental guy. I would have been the prick that
Why do
every
you do
person
that?
outside of well, I don't know why, right? I think it's fucking fun. But right now in this
Why
conversation I
would
had with you
hurting
guys,
people be fun? Why is
no, but
hurting people like?
just
Well,
wait.
no, I really want to know why is that fun? Because you hurt somebody. You hurt my friend.
Yeah, well, I can only apologize for so much, right?
No.
Before you start. No, hold on, just wait. Just wait. I know you're about to throw me off. You could throw me off soon, but I do need to address this, right? Like there's only so much a person could be genuinely sorry for. And I do
You haven't been genuinely sorry. You just now told me for the first time that you were a troll. And now you're going to try to explain it away that you hurt an actual human being. You said words that not only hurt her but affect every woman on this app. Every woman that you come in contact with. Your own mother, your own sisters, your own daughters. It hurts them when you say shit like women shouldn't vote. It's not funny. It's not a troll. It's fucking hurtful.
you need to rely.
She's right. That's not
I
funny.
know, but
I
I
did not
know,
know
but
that I was
you guys,
speaking to somebody like that. I've been so genuine with you this whole time. I had no
I
idea.
have too. I've been genuine.
Well, I want to believe you, but what the hell, dude? Why are you going around doing this stuff as a Christian? I didn't do that as a Christian ever. Why would you do that as a Christian? You're embarrassing Christianity.
And I don't me to calm down. Don't ever fucking tell me to calm down after you just admitted that you purposely go around this
Well, what do you
app
want? Honest?
hurting,
Do you want honesty?
hurting margin. Would you shut the fuck up? I'm talking, okay? You sat here and said that what I do is I go around and troll people who are marginalized because I find that funny. And yet, at the same time, I'm a Christian and I'm special and Jesus loves everybody. You're talking out both sides of your ass. And then for you to tell me to calm down after I fucking put you on, you guys, he's still laughing in the fucking comments. He can kiss my fucking ass. Somebody block that bitch because I'm done with him. I'm sorry. I really, you know what? I apologize to all the women in the comments who told me that I should not fucking give him a chance. I apologize to every single one of you. Redhead, if you want to come up, I'm going to apologize to you personally, because I thought, you know what, I think he's being genuine today. I think for once I could fucking like have a conversation with this guy and maybe we'll break through or something. But for him to sit here and say that he did all that trolling to Joel, to Mezzo, to Joyful, to Justin, just to hurt marginalized people, he can kiss my fucking ass.
I had no idea that the background on this guy. You guys know I'm newer to the space here. I'd never heard.
No, I know.
I was engaging with him in good faith, and
I feel
I was
good.
too.
Yeah, he said some of the just most awful things about women. Like he basically laid out like that he wanted to like reinstitute he wanted like the Maid's Tale to happen. Like that's like the world that was like perfect in his eyes.
And he thinks that's funny. He thinks that's funny to
Like
see that
Handmaid's
shit.
Tale.
And
Yeah, he like wants Handmaid's Tale to happen. Like that's how he described it. I'm like, so you basically want Handmaid's Tale.
even if he doesn't believe that, to go up and stir it up like that as a Christian is such nonsense. And the context from which I came wouldn't do that. My father would never do that, ever. He wouldn't get on there and troll people just to get a rise, especially saying things like that are misogynistic. Like, I have respect for some of the Christians in my life because they're being consistent and they're just trying to do the best they can. They're trying to approach truth. That exists. But that is disgusting. And people like that ought not to be platformed. But
Exactly. He basically said I just belong in the kitchen being like barefoot and pregnant. Like
What a
yeah,
weird-
and I'm starting to believe what Goatman says.
I shouldn't be like in public office. Like I shouldn't have any like public role. Like he said all kinds of just horrible things about women.
Yeah, Goatman's now saying that he's probably just claiming to be a troll, so he has plausible deniability in the atrocities and things that he said before. And I'm starting to believe that. And you know what, Redheaded, you know I love you, and I apologize. I should have fucking dropped him the minute you said something.
Yeah, it's all good.
I thought
He's bad
we could,
faith. He's a bad faith interlocutor. He's not.
Yes,
He's not here to. He's not here to. He's here to waste your time.
There's a quote that I think all people should have at their heart when dealing with people like this. It was specifically made for anti-Semites, but I think it works for fascists in general to back up what Goatman is saying. So when I say anti-Semite, put the word fascist in, and you'll understand exactly what I mean. Never believe that anti-Semites are completely unaware of the absurdity of their replies. They know that their remarks are frivolous, open to challenge, but they are amusing themselves. For it is their adversary who is obliged to use words responsibly, since he believes in words. The anti-Semites have a right to play. They even like to play with discourse by giving ridiculous reasons. They discredit the seriousness of their interlocutors. They delight in acting in bad faith, since they seek not to persuade by sound argument, but to intimidate and disconcert. If you press them too closely, they will abruptly fall silent, loftily indicating by some phrase that the time for argument is past. Fascists don't care about words. They don't care about what's going on. As soon as they get backed into a corner, they will start making jokes and they'll start dancing around like none of it means anything anyway.
Wow.
Well, either way, I love your crash out. That was epic.
Thank
I was like,
you.
get him, Crystal. Go, get him.
Dark Crystal, like she comes out. I'm trying to not do that as much, but that really really bothered me that I would sit here and even say all that before, where I was like, no, I'm trying to give him a chance and everything, and then for him to admit that he does that all on purpose, that he thinks it's fucking funny, and he doesn't care who he hurts. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Yeah, I don't think it's funny at all. Like, it's just,
You guys, if you're not
I have
following
no
these
words. I have
three
no words.
amazing people, click, do the little thing and make the little plus sign go away and follow all three of these amazing people, okay? Redheaded did her first show with the secular perspective. How'd that go? Did you have fun? I loved watching it.
Oh my God, it was a lot of fun. My cat was being a handful, so that was a little difficult to deal with.
Thank you, Chaos Engine.
Like from start. Like I had to do it like live in the bathroom because he like was like knocking over my ring light and my camera stand and like everything. So
Never trust a cat.
I trust my cat implicitly.
I'm
I love him though. He's good.
I just want you guys to know I'll probably still make that same mistake in the past. I always give people second, third, fourth chances because that's who I am. Because I always need second, third, fourth chances, so I always do it for other people. And yes, I end up regretting it afterwards quite often.
Exactly. I mean, I have a photographic memory, so I mean, what people tell me like sticks with me. Like I don't forget it.
Well, I loved you on Secular Perspective, Redheaded. I only got to tune in for a minute, but I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome, man. You were on it with somebody when I locked in there, and
Could have been Ricky.
maybe, yeah, you were like locked in. And I was like, oh, this fool, and it was really cool. So I love what you're doing with Tony over there.
Exactly. I'm so happy like I discovered this community, and I'm just happy to have met everyone. It's great. I've made so many good friends in this community.
So cool. I remember early on you jumped in with me, I think, on a live. We were with somebody.
Right, with Joyful. Yeah.
It was Joyful, yeah. And I was like, who is this chick, man? She's freaking smart. This is awesome. Like, you had so much good
I
stuff to
know,
say.
right?
I was like, I want to learn from you. Like, let's I'm so glad that you jumped in and you've taken this so seriously. It's so helpful to other people. Cyber!
Exactly. For people that don't know, like I deconstructed like 7-8 years ago, and like
Y'all
I'm
talk about
very
yourself.
similar.
I'll be
Like
right back.
went to have my degree in biblical studies, and I lost my faith through the process. So
I think at this point, because I have so many people who are that have gone to seminary, I might have to just go to seminary and get a quick degree real fast. Because holy shit, everything I learned from you guys, I feel like I could just take the test and be done with it.
Don't waste the money. Don't waste the money. You're
Hey, listen, I already got my MSW, man. I'm fine.
Okay.
It's
like fortunately for me, like I was able to use my GI Bill for that. So I didn't like go into any debt, but I would have been really bitter had I gone into a bunch of debt.
I'm still paying it off. I spent quite a lot. And it's been a bit. 10 years later, it's still not paid off.
Oh my God.
And real quick, I got to hop down, but something I just want to bring up just real quick is, Zach and I learned this about P. Mars the other day. For those who don't know, P. Mars is extremely racist. But it seems like that a lot of these Christians are getting called out for this harmful rhetoric that they give. They're trying to mask it behind being a troll. They're trying to mask it behind they're just trolling. They're doing it to get their viewers up. And it's like, if that's what you're trying to do, what a hill to die on. Have fun dying on that hill being a bigot.
Yeah.
Like I was in ministry, like I don't understand that perspective at all. Kind of like what Zach was saying. Like that's like not an approach to trying to like reach unbelievers.
Yeah, nobody that I know that's compelling or serious or in ministry or a pastor would ever do that, and they would condemn people who are doing that. So, like, really genuine
course.
people who I still know. I mean, my wife is still a professing believer. Like, I have dear people in my life who I'm trying to relate with, and we have tough conversations. Don't get me wrong, but they would never affirm people doing this. Like, to me, I'm like, this is not a genuine believer. I don't mean, it's kind of a no true Scotsman thing to say, maybe, but I really don't think that these people represent or that the Christian community would want them to represent them. I don't think so. So when
there is a large part, unfortunately, of the Christian community that instead of quote following scripture, they want to wallow like pigs in shit in the idea that other people not like them are going to burn.
That's messed up, dude.
Yes, that's what it is. They love the idea that people they don't like are all going to burn for eternity.
By the way, I just want to put this out here. Joyful has a troll account. It's called I Am His Pastor, okay? And it trolls both Christians and atheists and everybody in between. But he goes live on that account and then we join him, okay? I would never, in a fucking million years, go into a Christian live and troll them and say things to purposely hurt them. I wouldn't do that because I fucking have higher morals than they do and than their God. I would not hurt people intentionally and call it trolling.
Exactly.
I
I
told
mean,
him,
they made me
"You
laugh.
hurt
They
my
trolled
friend."
my live yesterday, and they just like
Yeah.
giggle.
Yeah. It's fun when we do it with Joyful's life. Like, there have been a couple of times where we've had to break character because we realized that actually somebody was being affected by what we were doing or saying, and that's not the intention. We're having fun, and we're trolling both Christians and atheists because atheists get mad at us more than Christians do. Okay, when we troll, they get really upset with us. Oh, look who's here! Speaking of, is this his new account? Like, did he change his profile picture?
Oh my God. It's the pastor.
Is that you?
Let me tell you something. I had to change my account. I changed that. Them atheists, you atheists wouldn't let me on your panels no more, so I had to go and change my account.
Oh, I didn't mean to mute you, Pastor. I was trying to make sure I'm following you. You can unmute yourself. I'm sorry.
This is the same account. I just changed up the picture because it's a marketing. I think my daughter said marketing tactics. It's a marketing tactic.
Yeah, all right. I don't know. Okay, well, Pastor, our question today is God useless? Do you want to answer the question? You're muted. I don't know if you know that. Do you want me to invite you to unmute? If I invite you to unmute, don't push the button the minute I send the invite because then you'll mute yourself again. I can't invite you. I have to wait 14 seconds.
And before you come live real quick, I do have a quick question, Pastor. When you go live, you do have your account set to 18 plus, correct?
Well, the Lord said, blessed are the children that come unto me, don't deny them. So I keep it for kids, anybody. Anybody's allowed around me, especially the kids. Amen.
Especially, huh? I thought there was a order to keep them so many feet away or some shit like that. Anyway, Pastor, do you want to answer the question? Is God useless?
Oh, he ain't useless. He's going to burn you. He's going to burn you up for your heathenry.
How's that going to be useful? Are you guys going to use me to heat a house or something? When I'm burning, is it going to provide?
And wait a minute, I'm the only heathen in here. Let's be fair. Let's keep the labels, where they belong. Okay.
Okay, so let me just say, I just want to keep this straight for 1 second. We're going to keep this straight for 1 second, okay?
No true heathen fallacy.
Listen, I have proof that God is not useless. You want to know how?
Yeah, how?
It always comes back to the same thing. God created everything. That's how he's not useless. And I have proof. I have proof, Crystal. I have proof. And I
Okay,
think you've
all right,
heard
all
it.
right. What?
But it's rock solid and never can be destroyed. There's no defeater to my argument.
What is it?
Yeah. If you have a car and you go down to the if you go down there to the store and you buy you a pan of green paint and brown paint and open the lids and put them in your trunk, drive around for a month, you ain't never gonna open up that trunk and there'd be a beautiful tree. There'd have to be a painter in your trunk. That's why we know that God created these trees. Okay? It doesn't just happen circumventally, okay?
Okay, born again atheist. Have you met I Am His Pastor?
No, I wish.
I am his pastor. This is my friend, born again atheist.
Hey, born again, it's been too long.
I have a few things to say about your tree. Your trunk.
How's it going, born again?
Hi, how are you, redheaded?
What up? Pretty good.
What up,
I was in your
Morgan?
live last night. It was really good.
Oh, thank you so much. Do you do lives?
I do. I did. I went live like yesterday for the first time with Joyful.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you're getting a follow. Well, how's everybody on the panel? My personal testimony is somebody saying, "Look at the creation." That made me become an atheist. So that is about the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Born again, you and I go live at about the same time, so I've given up
Oh
on you coming over to me.
A day. We both do the night shift.
Yeah, we're both nocturnal. Yeah.
Damn.
I syllogism too. I'd run away from what I said too, guys, and start talking about other things because you got
Look at the creation.
Look at them trees.
Listen, I got another one for you. You
Well,
atheists always say,
Fenderson, I'll follow you too, and hopefully, if I'm
Wait a minute,
I don't
you
know.
were following me at some point. What happened?
My other account got banana, and I had to restart.
That makes
What
sense.
up?
Yeah.
What up? What up? Born again. Good to see you. I tend to slip into your lives in the evenings, but it goes so late, so I miss a lot of them these days. But I used to come in all the time with you.
Well, hello,
Hey,
other
Zach.
Zach. How are you?
Yeah, other Zach. Yeah,
Other Zach.
Hey,
Damn,
Zach,
that's
could you
rough.
could you put some more clothes on? That's a little immodest for TikTok.
I just
You're
got
gonna
back
have
from
to
the
put a
gym.
sweater on. That could make somebody lust right there. We don't want that.
Who is this character?
It's our token pastor we keep around. You know.
Is he for
So-
real?
Oh my gosh.
No, there's
Hey,
no way he's
one
real.
second. 1 second, Pastor. I'm Jay. I see you in the guest request box. If you are a Christian or a believer of the God, put your age in the chat, and I will drop one of my friends.
Yeah,
here
I'll
and
drop.
bring you
Anyway,
up.
I've been in here long enough. I'll
Okay,
drop down.
all right then. All right, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate
Of course.
you.
Bye,
And
everybody. See you
Pastor,
around.
go right ahead. But you guys follow Fan.
You guys are always telling me that Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies, but I got a prophecy that nobody. Jared, you know Jared, the guy with the cowboy hat, and always saying Jesus wasn't even a real person. That Jared
Yes,
guy.
Jaren.
Christ
Yes,
was
I
before
know him.
Jesus. So
Yeah, Christ
that
before
was
Jesus.
that Christ was before Jesus guy. I went up on his panel and I told him, I said, the only prophecy you cannot get past is the Israel one. Because God knew so much that people like you would come and say Jesus isn't real, that he named his people Israel. Okay? That
Oh
is
my God.
just a fact.
Oh my God. Shut
I've never heard that one.
up. Oh my God. And he left us with that. He left
He's so
us with
real
that.
that he named his people Israel.
Oh my god.
I fucking love that. That is so good.
Is he fake? Come on, that can't be real. That
And
guy.
Crystal, real quick,
I'll DM you a little bit later, born again, about that.
Okay,
What's up,
I'm so
Simon?
confused.
yeah, and just real quick, Crystal, I just want to let you know I've tuned into his lives a few times, and is your twin? Do you have like a twin sister that sounds like you that might still be Christian? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know what you're talking about. There is a woman.
Then you have a
named
doppelganger.
name's Deaconess Crystal, and she tries to be like me, and she'll never be me, but she wants to be me, and so she named herself Deaconess Crystal.
No
But she's
way.
from the South. She's from the South, and she's gonna bless your heart. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna take care of you. She's gonna get you some mac and cheese and some sweet tea, and she's gonna bless your heart.
All right, so we've got joyful. So we've got joyful covered. It's not joyful. We've got you covered. It's not you. Why is Joel on there on his actual account?
That is
Yeah.
the funniest thing. I love it so much that he can just be himself with a twang, and people go, "Oh, that's a different guy." Like he's like Clark Kent with just glasses, and Superman.
It's a
Hey,
different
Evil
guy.
Mama,
He
how are
has
you?
glasses on.
It's just a different guy. Hey, Evil, how are you?
I can hear you.
We can hear
She
you.
she froze.
Raptured. I tell you, Buddy Christ, you've got some explaining to do. You just raptured her.
Oh man.
Hey,
Oh.
Landon.
So, hello. I don't know. I followed everybody on here.
Thank
So
you.
I'm usually in like Buddy Christ or Goofs Up Live or whatever. There she is.
Oh, she came back.
My husband turned off the internet.
We thought you were raptured.
She's like, I'm done with this today, lady. You're done. We're just calling it a day. I thought you got raptured there for a minute.
Go ahead, Evil Llama.
So, what is everybody up to? There's some big holiday coming up that, that they celebrate the birth of some imaginary thing coming up too.
I heard it was Witchmas. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm thinking, we're celebrating a zombie.
Baby zombie. Baby zombie.
Yeah, and doing blood rituals and cannibalism and all that good stuff.
Not me, but I think the religious community is celebrating the assault of a young girl. But
I
that's
think so
just what I
too.
hear.
That's why they have to have all that, that special insurance to protect them.
Yeah, Mary didn't get consent. That was and how could she? She was like a minor.
Right.
Yeah, double
yeah.
statutory.
Like 12 years old.
Have you guys heard Chris's song, Mary, Mary, Christmas? I don't know if that's what it's called, but she talks about that. It's Life Beyond Belief, Chris. She has a beautiful song about that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's awesome.
It really is. It's so good.
We've had people in the live lately that support the schmexual stuff because it's in the Bible, or they approve of all the unaliving and like the smashing little ones on stones, and
Yeah.
it's sad that these people are that dumb that they don't read this actual Bible and understand what's actually in it. And they're like, but it's God's word. I'm like, so you're okay. I'm like, so you're okay with all this stuff, like it's unreal.
Yeah, all my Jezebel spirits, they disapprove of such things.
Yeah, and real quick, the only holiday that I'm aware of that's important this time of year is Hanukkah, and all of that is like not even what Hanukkah is about.
Right.
I think the only holiday that makes any sense is Halloween.
Hey, Born Again, you missed it. I crashed out right before.
God damn it!
You would have
God
loved it so
damn
much
it.
too. Because what had happened was, and you know this guy too, you know Gritty Bone or whatever the fuck his stupid name is?
Oh man,
You know
no, but
him?
I'm glad I don't know who that is.
Okay, when he's
I
on your
do.
show
I
next,
do. He's an
I'm gonna,
asshole.
right,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
gonna
so
put it
sorry,
all in
redheaded.
caps for you. So
Okay.
what happened was he had said a bunch of shit to redheaded, okay, like women shouldn't vote and a bunch of other fucking heinous
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
But he was
No, he's like,
on
oh,
my
I'm a
show.
virgin, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody wants my pee-pee. Anyway, so he was having like a real conversation with us, and people were like, "Hey, hey, he was really rude to redhead and everything." And I was like, "I want to give him a chance." Like, it was the first time I've ever heard him like have a conversation with people. So I was like, giving him a fucking chance. Stupid,
Yeah.
stupid Crystal.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
I
yeah,
said,
it's okay.
but I never let people off the hook. You know, I'm not going to do
Sure.
that, right? That's
Yeah,
not going to
no.
happen. So after I heard him speak, I said, now I want to talk about the fact that you said this shit, you know? And he said, basically, he's a troll, and this was the only time he's ever been acting real. But yeah, he says a bunch of hateful shit on purpose because he thinks it's funny. He thinks it's funny to be a bigot, a racist, a homophobe, a misogynist, because that's fucking funny. But he's still a Christian, so I kind of went off. I said some things.
He said that
Oh,
Handmaid's Tale would be like a good thing. Like he wants Handmaid's Tale to like happen like in real
oh
life.
yeah. Because he wants a mom, that's it. He wants someone to take care of him, but nobody wants him.
Exactly.
That sounds like
It seemed
the
like
guy that was in Just a Decent Dudes live last night that was like that.
Yeah.
We never do things like that because they want they know women don't want them because they actually have to have like a fun personality, and they have like wet sock pen doesn't work personalities. And so they're like, maybe if I tie her to the bed, then she'll fuck me. It's like, no, you just have to like stop being like, oh my God, just stop. Fucking stop. Change everything about
Cyber,
you. Go
you're
take an
muted.
improv class.
And it seemed
Jesus.
like we were having like a decent conversation up to that point.
Yeah.
It seemed to be genuine for a little while, and we were really getting down to the details with Faith in particular. And I feel like we were making progress. And I was like, oh, and I had never spoken to this person or knew that context. But man, Crystal, as soon as you asked those questions and exposed like what this guy really thinks, I was like, oh my God, we're wasting our breath. Why are we even talking to this asshole?
Right? I actually thought he came up in good faith, and I don't know why I ever doubt my friends, my mods, and I'm sorry, and I apologize. I really do.
I'm learning going live more recently with this stuff for me, and so I had something like that with J Rob the other day. He came in, you know that guy. Yeah, and somebody was like, "Why are you platforming this guy?" I was like, "What do you mean?" Like I didn't know, and then of course we just got into this circular thing that he does where it's just you're not going anywhere. It's just bizarre. It's like, okay, all right. There are some characters in this world that it's just not worth the wasted breath at all.
It's
Yeah.
true.
No,
I mean,
go ahead.
unpopular opinion. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Cyber.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say just real quick. One of the creators that gets like the misogyny the worst is like Virtue Too Feral. She'll like get done like destroying a Christian, and then their only rebuttal is, "Oh, you're single. How are you doing?" And then they just start trying to like riz her up.
They do. She's not
They do
even
that.
single.
You do that with Born
They
Again.
do that to Born Again all the time. Like, and she's not single. And they do. That's why I wrote Abelina Ballerina, is because they go, "What's your real name?"
Yeah.
She'll go, "My name's Born Again Atheist." "I know, baby, but I don't want to call you that. What's your real name? Give me something I can call you, sugar." You know, and it's so creepy. It's like, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
Just tell them your name's Jolene.
Yeah.
One guy said,
Annabella.
he goes, I'm not calling you Born Again. What's your real name? Is it Jessica? Juicy? I said,
Oh,
Juicy.
Juicy.
You can just call me Mary.
You really look
She
like
goes,
a
I said
juicy.
Annabelle. She says, She goes, say it, say what you say, born again, because I can't do it like you.
Oh, I go, you want to know my name? Okay, it's Arbelina. That's how my dad pronounces it. I'm based off of Abel, who was the first murdered victim in the Bible. And they
Oh
go,
God,
really?
that's
I'm
so
like,
funny.
yeah, my dad was kind of freaky with it. I don't know. My dad was weird.
What up,
And
cat in
then
the hat?
And then I wrote
thank
a
Hi,
you.
I'm
song
so
about
glad you
Abelina.
guys.
Hey, Cat.
Yeah, it's a
I'm so
very cute
glad
song.
you guys are talking about misogyny because I saw something the other day that I've been raging against for like 2 days now, like in one of these spaces, and it has been causing me to rage against the misogyny. Um, so I went into a room and there was a couple people I followed on the panel, but I didn't know who the host was, and there was a bunch of people I like in this area in the comments, and when I walked in there were two women like fully flashing like like in the boxes, like fully flashing their breasts, and it was handled so poorly. Um, like the host kicked them down, but then immediately invited them back and started flirting with them, and everybody was acting like this was no big deal, and I was like, this is absolutely a big deal. Like this is absolutely not something that we get to, like, you can't hit this. This undermines like my voice and your voice and born again's voice and like all the women in these spaces who like work to have their voice respected as much as the men. Like when we handle something like that in a way where we just like flirt with them instead of saying, yeah, that's not for this space, like get out of here, right? And
Right.
I've just been like, I've been raging against it for like 2 days now.
Well, this has
I am
been
so
like
sorry.
a weird thing. I know Ian, was it yesterday or the day before, had somebody came up and they immediately showed us masturbation video. Like they turned their camera on, it was a masturbation
God.
video. Somebody else, I'm trying to remember who it was, but they had it happen to them as well. So like this is like a thing that's just been kind of happening. So unless like you know the person, don't let them turn their cameras on.
Wow. Wow.
And what's funny is
Um, I
Bree,
would
one
say
of her
just
yeah,
lives.
there's that.
Oh, sorry.
I would say you just
Uh,
gotta publicly shame them. So some guy did a helicopter dance after I had a 20-minute conversation. After 20 minutes talking about the Bible, he did a helicopter dance in front of my screen. And so I screamed, and then I got my face really close to the camera and I go, "Oh," and then I was like pretending to look for it. So
so
you just have to
we
make them
we
embarrassed, and then I was like, "Crap, guys!"
That's
It
awesome.
went from me being grossed out to me feeling like very sad for them.
we've
Well,
recently
yeah,
learned
and
on
I feel
another
like
person's live that if so, say one of you guys turn on your camera, like Cyber up here, you have your camera on. If you turn your camera off now, she can swipe to the right or whatever, and she can still see your camera on. We just did a thing with that on another person's live. If you've had your camera on at some time and you turn it back off, the host can swipe, I think it's to the right or whatever, and they can still see your camera on and see what you're doing.
Let's try
Really?
this. Let's
Yeah,
try this. Hold on. I'm curious now.
Yeah, I didn't know that was possible.
I know Breeze
Go,
did
Crystal,
that.
see if you can do it to Cyber.
I can't. If I swipe to the right, all it does is enlarge the chat. If I swipe to the left, it tries to exit the app. I can't see anything.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's something on their live because we all did that. And she goes, "Yeah, I can see you guys. Your camera's off, but I can still see you."
That's bizarre.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm going to step down. Just want to say love you all. Thank you so much for having me up as always.
Thanks
Crystal.
for being here, Zach.
Have a blessed day.
You too, guys. Oh, you got 666. That's perfect, born again. Hey, born again. I also just want to say I'm so grateful to you. I don't know if you know this, but you were one of the first people to ever have me up and actually begin debating Christians. So like, I came up on your live many months ago, and I had my first like actual debate through TikTok.
Oh, amazing.
And it was really cool. There were a couple days in a row where I was hanging out with you, and so it really helped
me get more into this community and start to speak out more.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I love growing the deconstruction community.
Thank you.
Hopefully, as we grow the deconstructed community, we shrink the religious community, which is my, I'm manifesting that. I want
You're doing it.
every church to be shut down. That is
You're
my
doing
goal.
it. Watching your growth over the last
That would be an awesome goal.
It's been incredible, seriously. So I just wanted to say I haven't said that to you since I've been going live more often. I really wanted to. So anyway, much love to you, everybody on the panel.
Thank you, and great job on your lives. I've been tuning in.
Oh, awesome! Thank you. Glad to have you anytime. Seriously, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll have to catch you, Zach.
Zach.
I haven't caught one yet, but that's awesome.
Come on, Kat. You're always welcome. You know you got a spot with me. Always, always. Oh, and Evil Llama. I guess I wasn't following you. Boom. I'm following you now. All right, let's hang.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I think I followed you. I'll check.
Sweet. Love everybody. Take care.
Bye, Zach. Have a great day. Good to see you. As always, you guys, thank you so much. I've been really kind. I actually didn't shut off a half hour ago. I told you I was going to shut off comments if we didn't. We did finally reach 50,000, but I do want to tell you that I will be shutting down in a half hour unless we reach the gift goal of the well, I'll pin it, the 20 little thingies. If we do, I'll stay an extra hour. If not, that's okay. Gifts are appreciated, never expected. You are helping me upgrade my equipment, allowing me to make more content and go live more often. So I really appreciate all the support I get, no matter what it is. When you like, share, subscribe, do all those things, they just help. They just help. I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys. You can continue talking now.
Yeah, I was going to say, Zach is one of the reasons why we host these debates, is because Zach was never bigoted. Zach never bigoted, but Zach was one of those guys that would come up onto the lives and everybody would roll their eyes because apologetics and stuff like that. But Zach, people like Zach are the reason why we host these lives, because he critically thought about things, and as he's wading through his deconstruction, he's now engaging in the debates himself.
Exactly.
Candace too. I just saw Candace floated in here.
Zach used to come up on Joyful's live and fight with me in Joyful, and when he deconstructed, then he went up and he was like, you know, I think he DM'd Joyful and was like, hey, I just want to apologize, and it was like, why are you apologizing? You were doing what you're supposed to do. Hey, Billion, what's up?
What's up?
Hi. How are y'all? I'm just listening.
Good.
I just wanted to say that my interests are aligned with born again atheists.
Someone in the comments said
Period,
God
queen, period. You seem super amazing, and I can't wait to like watch more of your stuff. I'm obsessed already.
Yeah, definitely. Yesterday was like a fun live. It was just, I got to show off my cat. Yes, I did a debate. It was
love
fun.
that.
Yes, did some cooking. I have my degree in biblical studies, so I'm kind of like I was in ministry. Yeah, I was in children's ministries. I was going to be like a Chinese missionary. Like I was like,
wow.
Yeah.
I used to go live on this platform quite a bit, and I got really disenfranchised with it. This is like about a year ago when they would just violate you for like anything. I don't know. It's
yeah.
And every time now when I want to go live, I'm like, I'm gonna go live now. You know what? Never mind. And I just don't do it. I really just don't do it.
It's discouraging. I don't know if that's like a last year thing or if it's like a. I don't know if like if you're new, if your account's more likely to get bananaed. I don't know how it works.
I'm seeing things on lives that I shouldn't be seeing. I'll tell you that. Like I see neo-Nazis, at least this year.
Oh yeah. Well, you could be a YT Shmemesis.
Yeah,
as long as you love Jesus, of course.
It's unreal. But yeah, it's I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at with it. Excuse me.
Well, you guys, I am going to drop a couple of you down. Redheaded, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you.
Of course.
I'm going to drop you down too. Evil, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And Billion, I'm going to drop you down too, but thank you so much for being here. I'd like to have, I kept a couple of people, but some people dropped that I wasn't going to drop. But thank you guys all for coming up. If I have too big of a panel, I can't get anybody else to come up and talk to me. So Kat and Born Again, it'll be just the three of us, if that's okay with you guys.
That's fun. It's fun. I've never had people with just women.
It's fun. I should bring Redhead back up. I didn't know everybody's gonna leave. So Redhead, if you want to come back up, you can come back up. So it is just us three, us women up here. Russell, if you want to come up and talk to us about your God, guest box is open.
So was that one guy a troll? He sounded like a troll.
Joyful. I'll just say joyful apostate. Secular perspective. That's who you were talking to. You know, joyful.
Oh. Yeah.
It was him.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Yeah, so every once in a while he'll go live on that account, and then we all go join him as just the most fucked up Christians you've ever met in your life. And it'll be me and Joel, sometimes like Mezzo plays the atheist and comes up and fights with us. And then so many people, like Justin Deconstruction Zone will come up as an atheist and fight with us. We say just some of the heinous things you hear Christians say, we get even worse than that, and then we get atheists yelling at us. Okay, just yell.
And they don't know? They don't know it's like a troll?
No, and I say some horrible stuff. Like, I don't understand how you don't know I'm trolling, because I said one time, people ask me, they're like,
it's all this accent.
I don't know why we all do it too. People ask me, why would you be a Christian and then just abandon your family? And I just tell them, honey, that's not your family. Those are heathens, okay? And they go, they just fucking lost their shit at me. I was like, oh, that hit a nerve. Okay, Graphic, how are you today?
I'm living the dream. How are you?
I'm doing well. Are you a believer of a gods, or higher power?
Yep.
All right. And which one would that be?
I'm a Christian.
Okay. So my question today is God useless? Because I don't really see him do anything. I see him take credit for everything humans do.
Yeah, well, that's because he's sustaining your life. So he's the only reason you're doing anything.
Can you prove that?
Yeah, he's the sustainer of your intelligence, your heartbeat. He's sustaining the systems of your body right now. He does all that.
That's another claim. Can you prove that?
Yeah, well, I mean, unless you believe that your ancestors are a bunch of inanimate objects.
It doesn't prove God. It proves I had ancestors. Can you prove that God?
Yeah. Physics proves God exists. Yeah, science proves God exists, because we know that systems.
When did that happen?
Well, systems in nature don't just construct themselves over time. We know that doesn't happen.
That's exactly how that happens.
No, we know that systems in nature, for example, when a bird builds a nest, right? What's happening is the bird is taking sticks and building complexity into the universe. That process doesn't happen without the bird.
So a bird does it. That doesn't prove God. You're God. You're telling me that a bird built a nest and that proves God.
Well, the underlying idea is that systems in nature do not increase in energy and decrease in entropy, which is what's happening there, without that living thing involved. So natural energy, for example, doesn't build systems. It increases entropy. Like the sun's energy doesn't build anything. Unless it hits a plant, it just increases entropy on the earth. So essentially, complex biological systems could not have come from genetic mutations over billions of years. It would be like the monkey at the typewriter thing trying to type Shakespeare. It's impossible. You would never get there.
You can't prove anything. You just keep making claim after claim, and you've backed it up with.
It's a probability
This is what
claim.
happened earlier, and you can't do you can't do probability of God because we have no other model to compare it to. What are you talking about? Can you please give me some scientific study, some
Yeah,
kind
physics.
of academic paper that physics says that you're wrong?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, actually, did
there
I just
isn't-
hear you reference? Wait. Did I just hear you references the You said energy cannot be created or destroyed,
No,
right? That's
no,
only
no,
in a
no.
closed system.
That's not what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying
Oh,
is,
okay. What are you saying
and
then?
there aren't any credentialed physicists that would disagree with this statement. You can fact check me. We don't see systems in nature increasing in energy and decreasing in entropy at the same time without a living thing involved in that process. So if that's true, if it is true, let's just assume it is for a second, then that would mean that if the universe began increasing in complexity over time, we must have some sort of living thing involved to make that happen.
Is God a living thing?
What's that?
Is God a living thing?
Yes, he's a living being. Well, at least I would say that he is.
Why is it a he?
He presents himself as a he, but not because he's a man, but it has nothing to do
So,
with... Go ahead.
so a man created every life form on Earth. Yeah, your stories already sound like a bunch of bullshit.
So that's bullshit, but you believing that your universe expanded...
Address what you said. You said I could fact check you. Is it true that systems in nature never increase in you said increase in energy and decrease in entropy? And does that prove God?
without a living thing involved?
What's the second law of thermodynamics actually says is in an isolated closed system, total entropy does not decrease over time. You're trying to say something that isn't actually what it
that's
says.
that's not what you're saying is inaccurate. The second law of thermodynamics states that entropy is increasing in systems. Net entropy is always increasing, even in an open
The second
system.
law says in an isolated closed system, total entropy does not decrease over
Right.
time. That's it. It does
Right.
not say order can never increase anywhere. It does not say complexity can't rise. It does not say locale decreases in entropy or impossible. It does not say any
The
of those
only
things.
way that local decreases of entropy are possible is if it's an open system. And the only reason you're going to have those decreases of entropy is because that system is being fed by another system.
Where did you get your physics degree?
From the same place you got your degree from.
You said
Oh,
I
that's
don't have
right.
a
You don't
degree.
have one. I've talked to you before. You're just a troll.
I don't
So
have a physics degree.
you
but
guys
doesn't mean I
straight
don't have any
troll people.
degrees.
You guys know nothing about science, and you just
talking about
abuse
the
people
backlight.
verbally. That's what you guys do. You guys are trolls
talking
that
about the backlight.
that are very abusive.
I know. Why is he saying that? They are not.
So,
What are you
6,000-year-old
talking
Earth. 6,000-year-old Earth. We come from incest. Sun
And
comes
you
after
believe
the
that your
Earth.
universe expanded from a ball of energy into squirrels.
Sun comes after the Earth. Sharks come after trees.
Right.
I mean,
And
you're
so
fucking
your
embarrassing.
explanation, okay, your explanation though, you think that's
yeah,
funny.
dude. The sun
Your
comes after the
explanation,
Earth.
she won't stop
Okay.
talking. Your
Okay.
No,
God damn it. Yeah,
she's
the
my
sun comes after the
co-host. She
Earth.
can't talk.
God damn it, the sun comes after the
Your
and we all
explanation
come
is that a
from sibling
universe with
trucking.
no God
We all come from
expanded
sibling
from a
trucking.
ball of energy
That's
into
so
squirrels.
fucking funny. God,
Into
that's funny.
squirrels is my
Your
favorite
explanation
thing.
is that with no God, your universe expanded from inanimate objects into hippopotamuses and giraffes. That's how stupid
that's
you
what
are.
I think. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I
you guys
said.
are idiots.
Well, you know,
That's what I
after
believe.
You're a bunch of
billions of
dummies.
years,
Expanded into squirrels is the funniest thing I've heard in a
he doesn't
long
understand
time.
science, guys, so therefore magic.
Yeah.
Can't understand
He's
physics, so
actually a
magic.
troll.
Therefore magic.
Oh, Graphic, where are you, a troll? Go away. He said, why are trolls so angry today?
He does this on everybody's live, but I've seen him on Christian lives, and he will make up nonsense there too. He just will troll anybody. He's nonsense.
Just a troll.
I
Doesn't
don't
have
even
any
remember
real
talking to him on the backlight, but apparently we did.
I don't either. And I was like, what is he talking about? Like, why is he making those of all the lives? That
Right, of
was
all the
not the
lives
one
to
that I
call bully,
expected.
yeah, like,
Right?
come on.
What are you talking about? That is like, Rab asked me, he goes, have you ever been up here, Crystal? And I said, no, I am so intimidated to go up there. I would never go up there. You guys are way calm compared to me. You're so like, no, you're composed and smart, and I am neither of those things.
Well, you're very smart, and sometimes the composure goes out the window. We keep it pretty well, but it's not always there.
Can I do a shameless plug for the new show?
You absolutely can.
Okay, guys. The Secular Perspective is a new show that has 8 different official hosts, which include Joyful Apostate, which is me, Crystaljae,
which is me,
Elizabeth Redhead, who was up here earlier, Tiny Smoz, Lobes
Right
the
there.
Absurdist, Trust But Verify, Amelia, and Spooky. We have an equal down the middle, male presenting, female presenting official hosts, and we do take guest hosts. If you want to be a guest host on the live, you are not expected to do it more than one time. And all that we ask is that either you have a degree in some sort of like biblical studies or science, or you have experience with debating on this platform. So just let me know if you want to be a co-host. You could co-host with Crystal. You could co-host. There's several people.
Oh, Godless Engineer just said he would. Born Again, you should
DM me.
co-host with me one night. That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But guys, if you're not following this account, follow this account, because you're going to see a lot of lovely people have lovely discussions with, well, I say lovely discussions with Christians. It will be lovely on one side of the conversation, but we know how that goes.
All right, I'm bringing up a guest for us. Let's see how this goes. Yomer, can I get your age
Hello.
for TikTok purposes?
Hi, Yomer.
Hey, I'm 20 years old.
Are you a believer of a
so-
god or gods or a higher power?
Yes. I am currently at a loss of whether I'm going to be Christian or a deist. I'm actually nearly undecided on that yet. For a simple reason.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, are you a deist?
I am not, but my husband is.
Yeah.
What were you supposed to be looking into the last time where we left you? Like, what were you supposed to be researching?
Yeah.
Did you?
So I was supposed to research. Yes, I remember Kat. I was with Kat, and I was supposed to be questioning my beliefs with Diakol. Sorry.
Thrail.
Thrail. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Yomer has
what I was supposed
been
to
regularly
look into
questioning his
is-
beliefs on the backlight.
Yeah.
I've heard him on the backlight. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was supposed to talk about previous is why is DNA and RNA language, right?
Oh, okay. I remember that.
So right, because language would usually necessitate a mind, right? Correct? Or
No.
Wait, I think you should answer Crystal's question that she has as a prompt, though. Like, I
That's
think
okay. Let me go with
Uh-huh.
that for a minute, and then we'll get to this. But thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. I don't believe that that's true, because I believe that math is a form of language, but I do not think it takes a mind for it to exist. It only takes a mind to conceptualize it or to use it. It exists. Without a mind, and no mind created math. It just is.
you're correct, actually. I don't think math is a language, though, on its
I
own.
think it is. 1 + 1 is a language. Without me using the numeric language that we use, it would be very hard for me to communicate to you what I'm thinking. So I have to use a language that you and I both understand in order for us to discuss math.
Yeah. Well, let's say we don't use a language to discuss math. Would it mean that it doesn't exist? No, it would
No,
exist no
you're
matter
the
what,
one who
right?
said that languages exist because of a mind. And I'm telling you,
Mhm.
languages don't always exist. Math is a language, and the concept of math lives whether there's a mind or not. What our language that we use is English to describe it, but it exists without us and without a
Okay.
mind at all. So you don't need a mind for language.
But do you need a mind for math to be true? Not really.
No.
Not really at all. But you would need a mind to I would think to actually have some sort of language. Language is just a way to create some meaning into something, right? It involves language is a way to create meaning into something. It's aboutness, right?
Yeah.
The syntax, this
But I'm
semantics.
just saying that these things are going to exist without a God. So I think we can't use that as the reason why there has to be a God, right? Because math, the concept of math exists whether there is a mind there or not. If there
That's
are
correct,
two
yes.
trees on an island, there are two trees on that island, whether I'm on the island to see those two trees or not. Now, is anybody there to count them? Is anybody there to care about that number? No, but it
No.
still exists.
Still
But
exists,
let's
yeah.
go ahead and talk about my topic today. Is God useless, Yomer?
So, okay, is God useless? So from a deist perspective, so there are two trains of thoughts for deism, right? So first we gotta ask the question, is God alive or not alive? Right? That's a main question, because in order for God to be alive, he has to have some sort of mind. So a non-living God, obviously, not really useful at all. Can't really do anything. At least not independently, right? If you have no mind, you can't really do anything. Well, actually, if you do anything, it's deterministic. It kind of just has to happen. If you're sufficient for something, it just kind of has to happen. So the Big Bang was kind of determined. It was going to happen. It was not going to not happen. So everything that we do was not going to not happen. So
But what I want to know is the God that you still are hanging on to as you're figuring everything out. Is that God? That's the one I'm talking about, not a concept of, not an idea somebody else has. I want to know about yours. Is
So,
God
okay.
useless?
So, okay, is God useless? So that's something I'm trying to figure out, because if God is being genuine, then yes, he is. Then no, he's not useless if he's being genuine. But if he's deceiving us, it's useless to even worship him. If he's deceiving us, we would be fools for worshiping someone that's deceiving us. Because in the end, it wouldn't matter. Nihilism would be the correct conclusion. So I think right now I'm towards the end where I think following Christ might be the way to go. But I think I need to do some reading up. I need to slow down and see whether there's the theistic contradiction in the Bible. Because if it's explicit that God directly created Adam and Eve and knew they were going to rebel, then that's a theological contradiction, because that actually is impossible for God to know. So God would be, in essence, messing with us. So it would be useless to worship him, because God would be
But
lying.
I don't want to know if it's worth it. I don't want to know whether it's useful or useless to worship him. I want to know, is your God useless? Because see, for my husband, his God is useless. He thinks that a God or some kind of mind, some kind of thing, something he doesn't know, something, a higher power of some sort created everything. He doesn't know exactly how that went down, when it went down, but it's very hard for him because he's a mechanical engineer, so he designs things. It's hard for him to understand how that could happen outside of something. And I get that. That's okay. But he has admitted, but whatever that thing is, can't fucking do anything about what's going on. That thing is not omniscient. It's not all loving. It's not all anything. It just was. It just existed. It did its thing, and that's it. It is only an observer. Now, if you have a different version of God, if your God has some kind of supernatural powers or something, I want to know why your God isn't doing anything.
Okay, so so right now I'll be taking the position of a Christian. So I think the reason why God is deciding to not do anything as it seems is he's respecting our free will. Now, free will comes with consequence. Because free will comes with a consequence, for him to respect the free will, he can't let the free will go without consequence unless he has a reason for it. So
But here's the other thing, Yomer. I don't want you to tell me what a Christian thinks. I want you to tell me what you think. What your perception of God is, whatever that God is. I don't want you to go, okay, I'm going to answer as a Christian. If you're not a Christian, if you're something in between, if you don't necessarily believe all the words in the Bible to be literal, and I still follow Jesus, but it's not the way it is in the Bible or something, that's the answer I'm looking for. I'm looking for what Yomer thinks.
all right, if you really want to know what I think, I do not know right now. I'm in a position where I do not know whether God is useful or useless right now.
That's a really
W.
good
Yomer.
answer.
W. Yomer. I'm
That's a
so
great
happy about that answer.
It's a great answer. I wish more people would say I don't know. You know?
I'm currently trying to investigate that right now. So in the moment, right now, I do not know whether
I'm so
God
proud of you.
is.
That's so good.
Does anybody have questions for Yomer?
Not at the moment, but keep investigating and come back and see us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know where to find us. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
You
Have
are.
you ever asked yourself, why do you need to believe in a God or a creator?
It's not whether I need to believe. I don't think belief is a choice. Belief is not a choice. Faith is, but belief isn't. But I believe that there is a God because of two reasons mainly. It used to be three, but I'm currently on the edge on whether or not life could or couldn't come from non-life. But the Big Bang shows the universe does have some sort of cause. But
No, no. That's not what the Big Bang is. So 68% of I forget, whatever physicists or whatever were pulled and said, no, that's not the first cause. That is just the expansion for the universe as we see it right now, not forever. That's not the first cause.
all right, so if that was not the first cause, then what was?
We don't believe
don't
that there's
know.
necessarily a first cause. Many people believe there's an infinite regress. A lot of times people have a hard time being able to understand infinite. And so because of that, a lot of people dismiss that theory, but we don't know. We don't know if it was an infinite regress. We don't know exactly if there was a first cause, but we don't agree that there was a first cause.
Mm-hmm.
To
So
be
okay, so you
honest,
guys
I
don't
don't
know.
think in this lifetime or the next 200 lifetimes humanity is ever actually going to know. I don't think that's an answer that we're ever going to have.
All right. So you don't think that the Big Bang is the origin of the universe?
I'm
Or
saying
It's the origin or the beginning of
or the
our
origination?
known universe, what we see now, okay? But that doesn't mean it is the beginning of everything, of space, time, and matter. And those things that many of us believe are eternal, space, time, and matter. And so they didn't have a first cause. They just always were. Before we continue talking, though, I just want to let you guys know I'm going to be ending the live in just a few minutes. Unless we meet our gift goal, it is not expected. It is always appreciated, though. If we meet our gift goal, I will stay live for 1 more hour. And I do have somebody else in the box too, so we should be able to have conversation for 1 more hour. Let me know if you want us to stay. If not, I'm going to finish up the conversation here with Yomer, and then I'm going to play a Belina ballerina because I have the amazing Born Again Atheist up here, and she is the inspiration for that song. Not because it's her story. It's not her story, okay? It's based on a character. So I had people say, this is Crystal's story today. No, it's not my story either. It's a story. So anyway, but yeah, just let us know what you want us to do. All right, go ahead and continue, you guys.
All right, thank you. So as we continue, so you guys don't think that the universe was started? Matter and energy just always existed.
yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
the science
Yeah.
equivalent of a god.
Mm-hmm.
The god theory.
All right. So
And for me personally, I'm okay with not knowing. And like Nick said, in my lifetime, damn, I'm almost 60 right now. Okay, you guys, in my lifetime, I don't think I'm ever going to know. So I just don't spend a lot of time worrying about that. That neither proves or disproves a God for me. The claims that people make about gods is what I'm more concerned with, because the claims are outrageous. They're unfalsifiable. They're just not real. And it doesn't matter which god you pick. I haven't found one that I can go, oh, okay, that one kind of makes sense. None of them do to me. They're illogical.
well, okay. Before I go and continue, I know it's usually okay. I know a lot of people don't like to think, don't like the idea of the universe being started by the Big Bang, but it does draw really 3 possible causes. Do you mind if I share those?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so one does give way for atheism, which is language starting the universe. Some sort of language just causing it, not creating it, just simply causing it, like how you would start a hello world file in Python. It's still kind of deterministic, but language in a compiler just starting the universe, totally reasonable, totally plausible. Or you have a non-living god just starting the universe, creating, and then a living god. That would be the 3 options. That if the universe did have a necessary cause, those would be the 3 things that necessitate that cause. So
you think there's nothing else that could necessitate that cause?
I mean, you can try arguing something from nothing, but that is an absurd trial for a claim. But that's
You're
a
also making the assumption that there was a cause at all. You know, like you're making the assumption that it's not eternal, that it has had to have a beginning.
Well, an expansion in physics definitionally is caused in physics.
Right. But so the expansion is just a change of state, right? Like the expansion, the universe already existed. It just existed in a different way than it exists now.
All right. So if the universe always existed, then time is relative. So that means there's no difference between you and I saying yesterday, right now, and tomorrow, right? So does time exist?
No,
Time.
I think
Well,
that we can still say yesterday, today, tomorrow, because those are actual words that define moments in time for us, so that we again, it's a form of communication for us, so that we can clearly say what we are trying to express.
Yeah.
So yes, you could still say that.
You
You
still
can still
say
say
that, sure.
yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
We're
And there still
describing.
is a yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's actually two theories of time, and I think there's an A theory and a B theory, if I'm not mistaken. And so people argue about that, ad nauseum. But again, that little detail proves nothing on whether a God exists or doesn't exist. It's just a detail about time and how you look at it.
Well, so I don't know why people keep saying atheists believe something came from nothing. They say there is something, they just don't know what it is. It's
Well-
only believers that believe that something came from nothing, because whether it be a belief system in like the Abrahamic God, or even the primordials of pagans, they believe that something was and just always was and always will be, right? So the
And that's-
idea of something that came from nothing is something that comes from believers,
absurd.
not from atheists.
Well, not entirely. I mean, atheists don't have to even believe that if the universe had a cause, because again, the language thing, nothing caused the language would be existence itself. Language can't be God because it can't create. Meta-atheism, it's simple.
First of all, I need you to really understand this. I want you to hear me really carefully, okay?
Yes.
Atheism does not have a unified belief system at all on
Correct.
where everything originated. So by saying this is atheism, you are wrong every time you say that.
I'm not saying it
Because
is.
it is not. Atheists have a million different viewpoints on where everything started.
Yes.
We don't. The only thing atheism says is that we don't believe in a God.
Yes, that's
all
correct.
it says.
I said meta-atheism. It's a different type of atheism.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? But you have said it before. You
Atheism
were
that
saying it
believes in
earlier.
metaphysics.
Atheism.
Meta-atheism believes in metaphysics. There's atheists that believe in metaphysics.
Right, you're right. There are atheists who believe in all
Yes.
kinds of things. Absolutely, you are right.
So the language one would be implicit for meta-atheism, and not just material.
But you understand there are other things. Like you have said, there's only like 3 ways that everything could have come to be. But I'm trying to tell you that's just not true.
Well, I said if there's a cause to this universe, because at this, I know you guys weren't concede to a cause to the universe. I used the second piece.
It could be a cause that was not a god or a deity.
Yeah, that's
it could
correct.
Be a cause that was just a thing that
Just a thing.
that right. So there's many
language.
things. I mean, there are people who are like, there's a unicorn that farted it into existence. We can't prove that didn't happen. I don't think that happened, but we can't prove that's not where it all came from.
Yeah, that would be, the unicorn one would be special pleading, because you would be inserting something and it wouldn't be in existence itself. Just saying, right? I inserted this unicorn, this green unicorn, farted all of us into existence.
Right.
Special pleading. The 3 options I gave doesn't involve any special pleading, whether it be the language. I mean, technically, because it's not. Yes, it could be existence itself and doesn't need a god. Language is not God. You agree with me, right? No, it doesn't create.
No.
It just.
No, I don't
Right.
think that language is
Yomer,
God.
Yeah.
can I ask you something?
Yes.
Why is God important to you?
So why is God important to me? Well, I don't know exactly if God is or not, because if God really cares about me, then that will come to an importance to me. But right now, I'm trying to find that out, because if God doesn't care, then God is not important to me.
Can something that doesn't exist care about you?
And no, of course not. If something that doesn't exist doesn't care about me, so if I believe in atheism, I'm going to believe language created the universe, actually, is what I'm going to think. Oh, not created. I can't say created. I mean caused. Sorry.
Began.
Began. Yeah, it began the universe. So I'm going to believe that I'm pretty deterministic, right? Everything that I do is going to happen eventually, and it's just going to happen. I don't really have a choice in what I'm going to do.
Why are you going to believe that if you were an atheist?
Well, because I don't think choice exists. I think randomness and chance would just make more sense. So there's no such thing as
So when you wake up in the morning and decide whether you're going to have something to eat or drink in the morning, you're not doing that. It's
I'm not
automatically
doing that.
something else is controlling you.
Just something my
Wait.
brain is doing.
You said randomness and chance. That's not okay. So, like you said, you don't believe choice exists, which leads to hard determinism. But then you said randomness and chance is more plausible, which is not hard determinism.
Oh, it
Yeah, I
isn't?
thought that. No, it's not.
Oh,
No.
shoot, that's right. Because randomness and chance can be implicit for some sort of way for consciousness.
I don't know. I don't talk about determinism that often because it makes me crash out. But
That's why I don't talk about it
Okay.
too, Kat. I'm there's some kind of mix between determinism and compatibilism, and that's kind of where you're gonna find me. You guys, I've been enjoying this conversation. Yomer, I hope you will come back. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so we'll be doing non-believers Bible study. But when we meet our gift goal on non-believers Bible study, we switch over to topics like this. So if you want, you're more than welcome to come back tomorrow and join us again. But I'm gonna be closing up the live right now, and I'd like to play a song for y'all before we leave. But let me thank my guests really quick. Nick, thank you so much as always. Make sure you're following Nick Graves. Nick is a pagan, and she has so much knowledge. She's an academic of the Bible and religious studies. Then we have Kat in a vat, who I have just recently got to know, so I cannot do the big buildup. But let me tell you what I do know about Kat, okay? I listen to Kat at night on the Backlight, and it is the most calming thing for me to listen to in the evening. They're so smart. Everybody on the panel is always just so smart. They're all very nice. They're very smart, and you will love it. So check out Kat in the Vat on Backlight. Do you go live on your own shows, Kat?
Sometimes I just don't like being live during the day because I feel like there's a bunch of weirdos. So when if Thrail is sleeping and not on, then I host all night. And then sometimes occasionally in the later evening, afternoon before Thrail, I'll go live. But yeah.
I didn't realize that was Cat. I didn't realize that was Cat because I'm so used to the frogs.
Oh yeah, because it's daytime. There are no frogs.
Hello.
And then, of course, you guys give it up for Born Again Atheist. This is like who I wish I had been when I was her age. And she, I am a big fan of Born Again Atheist, so much so that the song you're about to hear, I wrote as a gift to Born Again Atheist, based on her
Makes me bawl.
character. But I don't know how else to explain Abelina. I say it's a character, but it's not even a character. It's
Abelina.
just something. Abelina. So here you guys go. Abelina, ballerina.
I was actually, I figured out you were live because I wanted to listen to my song. So I went to your account and saw that you were live because I was listening to my song.
By the way, the album will be out in the new year. Look for Ex Parte on Spotify, coming to you soon. I have one more song to write, and it's a good one. But here you go, you guys. Abelina Ballerina. Alter Ego is good. It's her alter ego.
Abelina Ballerina, spinning in her tutu. All the world's a stage, lacing up her ballet shoes. Abelina Ballerina, they applaud as you dance. You're so precious, little angel. Dance away if you can. Abelina Ballerina, wooden floor counting time. In the mirror she's a swan, arabesque in pink tights. says that
Okay,
light you
I gotta
feel
go.
doesn't really come from you. They tell her every step is borrowed, her plie heaven sent, and for every bow she's taken, she's got something to repent. Abelina, ballerina, stand still, don't twirl, it's your fault if they're not holy, so be a good little girl. Abelina, ballerina, preacher says, let us pray, closes the door so no one hears, calls it a special game. He says this is guidance, says she's holy, full of grace, claims God needs her silence, blessed are those that obey. Abelina, ballerina, the light has left her eyes, she no longer hears the music, and her steps are out of time. Abelina, ballerina, remember how you twirled, who's to blame if they're not holy, you're still just a little girl. Abelina, ballerina, stand still, don't twirl, it's your fault if they're not holy, so be a good little girl. Abelina, ballerina, those aren't butterflies you feel, life grows heavy inside you, child, there's no way to conceal, they say her name like a warning, obedience her only crime, while he preaches purity, taking them for every dime. Abelina, ballerina, learns what judgment cost, learns who gets forgiven and who pays the loss. Abelina, ballerina, learns to mother through the ache, learns that love can still be sacred even after what they take. She devours her education and her eyes begin to shine, music pours out from within her and her steps fall back in time. She reads the words they cherry picked, preaches truth they try to hide, she interrogates the God, she uncovers every lie, she shows why nothing ever changes, who the system benefits, men of God who feed on power, abuse, shame, and the grift. Abelina, ballerina, show me how you twirl, spinning in the sunlight, dancing with your little girl. Abelina, ballerina, dancing center stage again. Abelina, ballerina, dancing barefoot in the sun, you're so precious, little angel, and your dance has just begun.
I wish I could play the banjo. You guys, thank you so much for being here. I'll be back tomorrow.
God
And
damn it.
check out For
You're
the
gonna
Good Ages
you're
tonight.
gonna abandon me in my moment of sadness. You suck. You suck. God damn it.
Yes,
Oh my
what
god.
I do. I
God
leave you
damn it.
crying.
Cry and now
I leave you
leave
guys
is what a sisterly says.
Right.
Damn it.
I want you all to
Oh,
cry it out,
Jesus.
okay?
God damn it. It gets me every freaking time.
You guys,
Shit.
I act like strong and like I wrote it and shit, but I cry at my own shit, okay? Like I make myself cry. Okay?
Oh my god. It's so
I'm like, oh my
sad.
god, this is really good. I have to write this down.
I say this at the backlight all the time. I'm like, guys, it's okay. Like, I cry all the time. I cry on here all the time. I'm like,
Well, let me,
I am a big
I know you're
crybaby.
hanging up, but let me tell you this real quick.
Yeah.
My coven did a really great job during Live Fest. So to thank them, I went to an independent fundamental Baptist church and I live streamed.
Oh my god.
And while I was there, it was crazy, right? Like it looked like I teleported back in time. The men are wearing suits and ties, the women have dresses on. And honestly, it hit me really hard watching the little girls in their little dresses. They had their little hymns open and they were mouthing the words before they could even read what the words say. And it really made me sad. And so listening to that song kind of like teleported me back in time when I used to sit in those same pews. I'm not gonna lie, I went to a church that I attended as a little girl. So it's just crazy. So the church
Oh
I was in was a church
wow!
I attended as a little girl. So
Oh my god, that would have been
attending the church
triggering.
I attended, yeah, when I saw how little they were, I was like, "Oh fuck, that's where I started too." And so it like,
Mhm.
of course I trolled. I went to the altar and I prayed to the devil. We made it fun, but in the back of my mind, I was really sad.
If you
I was
guys
very sad.
watched the video I did for the song Water's Edge, the little girl with the blonde hair wearing her little dress in front of a church, that's me when I was about 4 years old and got baptized. And then the other one, I'm about 5 years old. It's another picture of me. So those two little girls at the end of Water's Edge, that is me. And yeah, that's what, like, I
Oh,
pictured those little girls, right? Those little girls that
yeah.
we were sitting in that pew being told everything good you do doesn't come from you, you know? And
Yeah.
that's what we were told. And this just
I can't
sucks.
imagine
You
that.
guys,
I have so much empathy
go
for that.
ahead.
I'm a lifelong atheist, and I have this like, and I know that's like a privilege. And then I like hear you guys talk about these things. It makes me like, this is why I have these conversations, because that is, you know, it's heavy.
Yeah, it really is. I've got to get going, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for 79,000
We're
likes.
almost
Thank you
at
for all the
80.
gifts. Thank you
We're
for
almost
all the
at
follows.
80.
I'm almost at 80. Okay, I'll drive
We're
this on.
almost at
Thank
80.
you for joining me tonight. I was trying to do slow motion for it. Also, make sure that you check out Born Again Atheist tonight and Canada that on the Backlight. But you guys have been amazing. We made it to 80. I love you. I'll see you around the mean streets of TikTok and YouTube. Bye, everybody.
Bossman say maybe Ellie become Bossman Wian. Oh really? Bossman Ellie. Yeah, good luck. If Ellie will like Bossman, I'm still here.
Baller.
Yeah, sound.
Baller.
If Ellie Bossman,
Baller.
I work in like forever young. Thank. And Ellie, give me day off, yeah, Ellie. Hans become bossman at one. Oh, team ya, team. I see about that. I know. Risang, please be kind to me, Risang. Oh my God, cheating, not cheating, like your head, something like that. Yo, hey, Jungkook, you're right, Jungkook.
Baller.
I'm sorry.
Baller.
Do you want to give it a survive?
Hello.
Hi, Nisi. Thank you for the tap, Nisi. Guys. Cilaka. A lot of kali ini lah, Risang. Cibau. Oh, elah guys. Win lah. Wah. Doesn't on Facebook. Yeah. But the ball, like, what happened? Thank you, Sloppy. Thank you, Kiki. What happened, Ki? King Tutu, welcome back, King Tutu. Okay, if I have my brother once, oh my God, really, Missy? Oh my, I love you, Missy. Ooh. Kanannya don't flipping. You're still in minus. Ya Tuhan, because people not give me plus. Thank you for the passport key. Risang, calm down lah. Chill out lah, enough for blah blah ya. Because people not give me plus lah, Juan. I'm still minus in a day 5. Oh, post impact. Thank you for the follow. Hoy. Hoy. Ôi. 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 Risang no no ya flip. If you want to change my car, yeah, you can change it. But no flip lah. Okay, let's be serious. Okay, thank you, VM. Yeah, VM. You still there, VM? Where are you from, by the way, VM? Hello, Kyle. Hello, Yazid. Yazid, where are you from, Yazid? Wait. Wah, elah. Wah, crazy. Hi, Bob's Angel. Welcome, Bob's Angel. More better. Thank you, Risang. Calm down. Hi, wrestling. Wrestling. Where are you from? Wrestling. Sis! Oh, flipping of love. I'm good. How about you? Follow me, yeah. Follow me. Oh, so hard. Ui, wrestling, no flip, flipping lah. I give up, guys. I give up lah. Let's go, guys. Jeez. Wrestling, no flip. Jeez. Guys, enough lah. Woi, Risang, wrestling. I told you, yeah, enough for probably Habib, yeah. If I not come to your dream, yeah. If you flip me again, I will come to your dream, yeah. Enough for flip, guys. Hi, Roberta. Welcome, Rodrigo. Welcome, Dana. Come, Royston. You can come to my dream. Your head, if you won, yeah. I won. Risang. Wrestling Risang, enough lah. Sis, if I go to the if I fall again, give me plus ya, Risang. No ya, Risang. Fall again. I'm so tired lah. Thank you, Sophie.
Nothing beats a jet
Thank you, Sophie W.
Right now, you can save 50%.
Oh shit! What is combo, guys? I go steady, welcome. Jeez, Risang, it's about timing. It's about timing, okay? It's about timing, bro. Oi. Oh my god, wrestling.